shit. Coming into IEM Winter, we're feeling good. We've come off the back of a couple of online tournament wins in the Tier 2 scene. So we'll bring that confidence into this tournament and see how far we can go.
Well, some would wonder what that last name was. That's a McMeekin right there. Jason. What do you think about that? Is that all right with you?
I never knew that was his last name, and I feel like we've let a lot of opportunities slip by.
Well, now is the opportunity for you to get it all out. Jason, what do you think?
Oh, no, I'm pumped. I'm excited to see this Fnatic team. They've been on a great run since this lineup came together. This little Swedish-British mix they've got going on has done really, really well for them in the lower tiers. You know, one thing that they just accomplished, which is pretty big for a team rising up from the Tier 2 ranks, is winning, what was that DreamHack Open, I believe it was. That's a big victory to have. And historically, for teams coming through that semi-pro and second-tier circuit, winning like a DreamHack Open, one of the bigger DreamHack Opens, was always kind of the thing that foretold that you were ready to compete at the Tier 1 stage. So, you know, they've got it now. They're going to be on the big stage. They're taking on Gambit. So this is everything they've wanted.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that they didn't play any good teams is actually a good thing for a young lineup, right? Because it allowed them to really build up some of the confidence, be able to work out the structure from the ground up in a sense. And, you know, the only hope is that they've developed confidence and not arrogance on the other side. Because, you know, going up against a team like Gambit, who's very regimented in their own right, very skilled, very talented, you know, and if it all comes crashing down, it could be hard for Fnatic to pick themselves up after that.
But out of 12 series wins, you've certainly taken something home from that, right, Jason? Like, if you are this team of Fnatic, if you have that on your slate, you've got something to show for the outset of it, regardless of who your opposition is. Yeah,
it's nice, but that's where I think you're going to look to guys like Crims and someone like Mr. McMeekin. To be there with the team and say, like, yeah, we've taken a lot away from these, but remember, like, this we are stepping up to the next level. Don't get carried away by the fact that we've won so many games in a row, so many series in a row, that we've won this DreamHack Open. Gambit's on the next level. Gambit's like 4 steps ahead of all the opponents that they've played. So tall task, and it's gonna be a really hard proving grounds for them.
Yeah, it definitely will be that. We actually have Paula, who got the opportunity to speak with someone over there. We'll find out who it is. Paula, who is it?
What is going on, guys? I am here with Crims of Fnatic. Freddie, great to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Crims, my first question is about playing with Alex, Smooya and Mezzy. What's it like bridging the gap between UK and Sweden?
Big, I would say. Like Alex have plays there from the French scene as well, so it's a bit more structured, and I think Will is not a copy of me, but we play similar, I guess, and it's a sick game, and Ohm is a really wild guy.
Has there been a playstyle change since forming this new Fnatic lineup?
Yeah, of course. We changed everything. Alex brought in his structure and, of course, freedom as well. But I would say more structure.
Awesome. Freddie, congratulations on the win at DreamHack, by the way. I'd like to ask about the team's progress during that tournament and then also coming into here at IEM Winter.
Thank you. Yeah, it brings a lot of confidence, I would say. That's it.
Awesome. Well, best of luck, and I'm looking forward to see you guys potentially make more progress on the server today.
Thank you.
Well, if you weren't, confident now, you must certainly be, because we have the 2 highest earning Counter-Strike Global Offensive UK players in the server right here, right now. And really and truly, one of them's down on the rank 40th. So it's pretty far down there to be a UKCS player. Which brings me to the next question. Where the hell has UKCS been, and why do these guys have it on their back now?
I think everyone wants to know where it's been for the past X amount of years. Look, I mean,
listen, it's always like the other country trades. The weather is so nice. You spend most of your time outside. You don't really play games. You enjoy the nice lifestyle.
That's the UK. Yeah, okay, fair enough. What were you going with that, Jason? You were about to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say they haven't, I mean, they've obviously haven't had a team able to kind of rise up, so I think they've struggled to have players and teams kind of break out and join international rosters, and then I think now that you've had Alex obviously doing some of that.
Okay, Jason, I'll tell you why, Trace. Because they're a bunch of assholes. Everyone's getting mad, everyone's blaming each other. It's your fault. What are you doing? Yeah. Right? They weren't mature, right? You could even see it in Smooya early on. Now they finally matured. Mezzy's into typical UKCS player, right? Alex is half French, so that's how you have that's what it took for UKCS to get 3 players.
Yanko all the points in this segment.
Yeah, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
I'm in.
Come on, have you ever seen UK teams compete against each other at anything?
No, I mean, you got to wonder what Henry G would say looking down upon all this as we go into Ancient.
He'd agree with Yanko.
Of course he would.
That they're arseholes?
Ancient, that's an interesting one. Nice. I mean, if you look at Fnatic, they only lost 4 maps with this lineup, so every map is going to look really strong for them. Yep. Not one of the most played ones is Ancient. And for Gambit, I've been at that V4 tournament in Budapest that they won, and it was so weird. It was convincing, but not convincing. They won the final 3-2. All the map wins were convincing. Map 5 was 16-4, but they also dropped 2 maps to Entropic along the way. They lost the map to a team called Enterprise. Yes, I didn't know who they are either, right? They barely closed out
shout out Enterprise.
Shout out to them one time.
But they're good. You're going to hear more for them in the future. Isuba, they had to come back against a team like that, right? Then they go against Big, and it's routine, right? The 2-0. So it was here and there for Gambit, but I think they're facing too much scrutiny at the moment. Like, people are being too harsh. There's 4 teenagers on that team.
Yeah.
Just young guys, right, who are for the first time experiencing the travel, the setting up, the different environments, the different circumstances, right? Like, the tournament in Budapest had different monitors than any other LAN tournaments they were at, for example. Players are really, peculiar about these things. So I think Gambit, like, you lost a series to Navi on LAN at the major. Like, you lost to FaZe in the playoffs of Cologne. There's no shame in losing to those teams. So I don't think for Gambit it's maybe as dire as people would like to point out. Yes, they had more success online, but it's not like they're trash now.
Right, and I feel like that seems to be an easy trend to follow. So, they were great in this online era, then they kind of faltered a little bit, and people just want to jump all over that, Jason, to set them straight a little bit.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think most of this story around Gambit at the moment this year, and then being unable to attain the results they had online, it is exactly what Yanko said. They've got a lot of teenagers. It's about them having the time to get accustomed and to start figuring out how to play on LAN and in matches on LAN the way they do in online practices, in online events during the era. And it's just, it literally is just going to take time and experience, which isn't always a fun thing to have to wait for. Regardless, I actually think this is a really sick match. I think this Fnatic team is like a nice little potential pitfall for Gambit, because with Navi not at this tournament, Gambit is one of those teams that you're going to point to and say, and on some level, you guys have the red carpet laid out to you. Like, this should be an event where you look at it and you say, despite some of those struggles, despite the fact that we're not experienced, this is an event we should be winning as a team. So let's see what they've got, because, Fnatic, no slouches here. This is going to be a tough team to beat, I think.
And you can echo that sentiment, I'm sure, when we come to talk about Fnatic and showing up here in a big way.
Yeah, this is going to be, a very interesting matchup. It's almost impossible to predict, really, but I'm hoping just that Gambit shows up as well. In Budapest, they had a lot of slow starts to games against a confident Fnatic. They can't afford to have it happen here.
Yeah, and perhaps they won't. Only time will tell, and that's seemingly something that we've run out of up here. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We're jumping into Ancient with Gambit versus Fnatic. We're starting this best of one off in the right way with Chad and Alex.
Yanko banging that death segment out. Great stuff from him, Moses, and of course, Stunner. This is my most excited and anticipated match of the day for me.
Couldn't imagine why, but this one here, we're about to see if the Fnatic that has just been doing work online can take it to one of the world's best teams right here, right now. And we're kicking off straight towards a nice and loud from Gambit.
The criminally underchecked box. Will Alex get away with murder? Nice distraction. Oh, dear. It's perfect. Oh, it's perfect. Alex McMeekin massacres the entire Gambit squad. Just like that.
Well, that looks way too easy. That was Kevlar for everybody and headshots for everybody too. Fnatic kicking things off in style, looking to keep this undefeated streak alive. That was hot.
Yeah, more of that, please. I love the fact he gets one and then just completely ignores this fella. Hobbit hasn't quite processed it.
No, because you're expecting it to be that temple fight. Just
the silencer.
Right there. So beautiful stuff, and it will be a full eco with a flash for Gambit here. Having a quick look at the stat lines now. Smooya is the highest rated player for Fnatic throughout the 33 maps that they have played. But on Ancient, Brolin is the highest rated player and Smooya is the lowest. They all have a positive rating, but it just means maybe the AWP doesn't have such an impact for Fnatic in a map like this. So keep your eyes on babyface killer Brolin. Flash in a cave, here we go, and it's Brolin's chance.
Oh, he's so blind. What a lovely pop flash. Wow, lovely maneuver. Full white screen, tucks himself into cave and leaves with a frag.
Yeah, lots of things you can get stuck on there, so good maneuver from Brolin, even able to keep himself alive during all of this, and Alex maybe not the same. M4 on the deck, scooped on up now, and a kill or two more for Nafany wouldn't go awry.
Interesting the Gambit were willing to let it go to Ancient. I wonder how developed Fnatic's is. Here's a end of the round. That was their rifle. Now just these unarmored T's are going to get mopped on up. 10 bullets, 9. Smooya doesn't need any more.
Now, here's one of the things, right? Ancient, you're talking about it. You're bringing it up. At Blast that we just had last week, Ancient and Vertigo were not played at all. Now, I'm going to put that down to the teams that we had. For example, NIP, they banned Vertigo. Liquid, they don't play Ancient. Vitality, they don't play Ancient. You know, you could go through the list and see how those bans actually manifested. But here, obviously, with 16 teams, going to be a lot more chance to have the Vertigos, to have the Ancients. To see it in a best of one, though, I think that's the reason, you know, it's like, oh, okay, well, if they're happy to do war here, we're happy to watch.
Smooya's on his AWP, signature weapon, and highest rated member of Fnatic and their undefeated spree. Can they keep it up here on LAN? Brolin tested immediately again. Nice navigation considering his options. Does have the smoke to deploy and has done exactly that.
Oh, Smooth's found one with the AWP in the meantime here. So he's actually gone out headhunting for Axile over towards A, right? Knowing their default spread. This is going to force the hand of Gambit now towards B where 3 reside.
Ooh,
Boost
cool
in the
boost.
box, yeah, and you get a nice line of sight here, but Nafany's past it. He's going to get the spot on first. An easy kill for Nafany.
Yeah, great trade. Alex needs more, way more. He's not ready for that progression. Shiro's already up in their face, in their grill. Smooya needs a big one, and he's absolutely swallowed that flash. Rotates on its way, Crims to support him. He's got some util, plenty to go around, but the bomb will go uncontested. Crims far too wise, though. We'll just drop the nade to soften him up.
They're going to give this a crack here. Smooth's going fishing. Put the rod in the water right now. Needs to find them before they tuck into cave.
But he has a smoke, dude. This could get weird.
I think they're actually going to save here, Alex. If you don't find the kill, you might want to consider it, but actually going for it here. Molly in.
I'll force them into Smooya. Bang!
Oh, the double!
Oh, the collateral! That's so ridiculous. And Orbit on ramp smoked off. What a recovery. We're talking about saves. Smooya saves the day. Or not. Top it down and just in the nick of time, Fnatic with the 2v3 retake.
That is wild right there. That Molly, what are the odds of that happening? Both just scrambling right here. Smooth's not going to get luckier than that right there. Has to hit the shot, but the double kill.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had Alex with 4 kills at the back, Crims with the alley-oop on the Molly right there. The double kill comes on through, and then they eventually find the last kill through the smoke. Just in the nick of time as well. He is going to have a smile on his face here, old Smooya.
Right, the fact he gets the collat off the instead. We're talking about the nades. It just seems like an intervention from God, the fact that that's the after plan positions and that's the nades he's got.
Yeah, pretty fortunate with that, but they'll take it.
Oh, okay. Hobbit's a real rascal through mid. Tends to find gaps.
Oh, and Brolin is really testing the spam. If you're just joining us, Ancient, since the update with the wall bang, you can spam all the way through there to mid, the other way down towards B lane, and Hobbit, well, he's up towards the top of mid here, gets a fight, and doesn't get anything. Alex with the opener right now is Gambit scratching their heads as Brolin's considering a little bit of a looky-loo here.
Yeah, this is risky, surely not, Brolin. He was just flirting with it. He has actually managed to tuck in as it fades, so don't want to give up that advantage. They've managed to accrue a nice one man to the good and rotating into a 3-2 split, leaving mid a wide open chasm for the T's to operate with.
Now this is a difficult clear right here. There's so many angles as you come through into cave, and Brolin's opted to play up on the box position. Swing
nice.
In, and Nafany finds the kill to establish a 4-on-4 situation. Now, look at the lack of info. Top left-hand side of your screen here. Passive on the B-bomb site. Smooya is the only one with mid-info over towards Donut. One smoke, and he will have to rotate back. And Crims a little bit passive over towards A right now. Roughly 35 seconds remain on the clock here.
Where's that bomb going? With Axel in A halls, it must be A.
Yeah, it looks like an A split here, so you have to get through Smooya. They need to deal with him before they can get that bomb down.
He's tested. He's actually going into them. He's not ready, but he still hits the flick. A quick one on the Z-axis. Allowed to reposition, and with 20 seconds, Gambit's chances dwindle. Not ready for this, though. Axel late into A. He's given him room to play, and now down goes Smooya. A 2v4 becomes
Alex
2v2.
is coming quick, Donut.
Yeah, but he's lost his head. Mezzi's gone. The Donut can't deny in time. A 1v1. 8 HP. It's Shiro's every day of the week. He knows where you are. Patience. Playing the waiting game. Shiro could slink CT. And it is rewarded. Shiro will pull Gambit's first out of the hat. Close. And it was Axel going unchecked that really started that house of cards to tumble.
Good stuff there from Nafany as well to push into cave and make sure he gets that kill onto Brolin to even things up on the 4v4, right? If Nafany goes down there, it's going to be a 3-on-5 situation. Smooth does great. You can see he's in transition here to at least get something, but you're bang on. Axel, just this late lurk coming on through. Crims unawares, the pressure on his AWP, trying to... A couple of players have enough to go for a buy, but they're talking.
Brolin. Now, I've heard you throwing it around in your conversations that Brolin's back.
Yeah, this map right here, Brolin is the highest rated player.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah. So and Smooya, right, even though he is the highest rated player overall, is the lowest rated player on this map. So that gives you the contrast.
That's a
right?
good contrast.
So this map here is one where the AWP, right, in terms of impact, it can be few and far between with all of the smoke walls that come out on the T side. Think about how difficult it is to operate with an AWP, right? It ain't easy, but
just in general, the fact that Brolin's got new signs of life is really, really promising for Fnatic.
Well, you heard from Krim said there's more structure in this team. Fnatic, the thing that they were lacking was structure, right? They're always such a floaty team with the flasher days, obviously, with Golden's calling and aggressive here. The snapping turtle forward.
Boost does get it off the flash. Nearly two. Does convert onto Inters as well. Oh, and Disaster has struck onto Gambit. Locked out, weapons recovered, sent back to spawn.
Yeah, they're scrambling right now all the way back across. Hobbit has shelf control here. Smooya top mid. It is Krim's over towards A, having to deal with 2. His rotation quite far away at the moment. That smoke shouldn't have too much longer left on it, so they will need to back up old Crimsy boy over towards A as he drops on back towards the temple position. Needs a kill and needs to survive.
Not a fun duel for Crimson. Oh, he's just looked away. He's not going to be ready for the repeat. Bang. Okay.
Just needs to live now.
Survival integral. 50 seconds, and they're making
being
it
pushed.
Abundantly clear. They aren't ready for Hobbit's lurk. Mezzy could catch him on his return to
Dropping
Donut.
back. They're coming back with the bomb right now. They've evacuated. They've drawn this rotation. They've done what they needed to. Mezzy could be the difference maker here, but he's made sound. Hobbit's heard this.
Knows where you are, and he's swinging in for you. Mezzy, oof, nearly on the pre-fire alone. But
Fighting top mid.
Just a catch. Even trades. Chaos. Pandemonium in middle. 30 seconds, and this double from the Force.
It's a race to B right now, but Gambit, they're calling the bluff. Where is Axel going? He needs to take the bomb somewhere. 20 seconds left. They have to make a decision right now, and he goes towards
I can't
B.
believe they've split up.
Yeah, this is so difficult now. Axel is so low on HP. This should be the round right now for Fnatic, unless Shiro's flank is everything.
Yeah, his timing is everything as well. 10, 9. Shiro does have a chance. Smooya's dealt with him. He was ready for the split, and what a round out of Fnatic. They have had some real stunners so far, but Mezzy's double now added to that list.
It really felt like there for a moment that Fnatic had Gambit on a leash, right? They were kind of leading them around the map, but the scramble in middle where it was just a head-on collision, I thought it would have been done and dusted there. The fact that we got to play out this 2v2 situation after the double here from Mezzy, you can see the snap of this. The door smoke, the flash comes through. They isolate those players, and they force the Force Spy to be more than interesting. Great round here from Fnatic to keep things up 4-1. And from Fnatic's POV, I'm just catching some of the early util. Looks like they are lobbing out this door smoke. You just caught from Inter's great stuff rush from spawn. So they're trying to deny B lane control early. This allows Brolin to be a bit more flexible. You can see he drops that molly, he spams on through, tries to pepper anybody in front of that smoke. And it also means that they can actually play more aggressive. You don't have to if you're Fnatic, but you can. You have that option.
Right, call it like, you remember when you used to be able to throw the deep banana smoke from like T-spawn?
Yes, exactly.
CT spawn, yeah.
So right now, Inters is only coming through and the smoke's faded, right? So this actually buys a bit of a buffer. Smooya spotted. Axel noted as well with all the sound cues. But mid is basically gifted for free here. So no eyes on other than Crims from Donut. He's getting a bit horny.
Is he doing it dry? Not advisable, and well, that's going to hurt. That'll leave a mark. Hobbit with a quick spank. Now maneuvering up through Red Room. Smooya's on notice here. You can see he's repositioning, and Brolin in tow as well.
This is really good for Gambit now. They have Hobbit who can be late, right? They can use whichever side they want to hit. Hobbit can stifle the rotations off flank, and they're coming through quick. Smooya, what a shot!
Yeah, you got any more of those? Smooya tucked in, actively contesting, and a great spray. He softened him up. Shiro low, Nafany the same. And look at Smooya go. Another headshot farmed. Hobbit books Alex and puts Mezzy straight into the clutch. A late arrival from Donut. We've seen this before. Alex did lose out on his chance. Can Mezzy do one better? Nafany does secure it. Gambit, great round out of them, and it's Nafany with 3 of his own.
Yeah, Crim's going down right there was really detrimental because they already didn't have information, and then as soon as you lose a man, you lose territory. And that position from Hobbit, you could see how important it was because he gets to pull the trigger on that whenever he feels, right? He's holding on to space. He's denying the rotation through. He's hearing a lot of steps as well. If you have that Red Room control, you can hear the footsteps trundling back over from Highway of B, making a little bit noisy. Elephantitis over towards CT spawn. So a great round for Gambit to pull back, but guess what? The Force by Wars aren't done. Back in Fnatic go here, and they want a biff.
It's cool to see Gambit using middle so frequently. And Alex does not have a good hope here, maybe off this pin pull, but yeah. Cancels his plans, gets Hobbit. Defense is up.
This is going to be a really hard round for Fnatic here. Gambit should be set to grab their third and break the bank of Fnatic here. They've got the rifles. Fnatic only have pistols. No utility to boast other than one flash. But Crims, oh, he's blind as a bat. He hasn't been cleared. Oh, no.
Just a bit premature there.
Yeah, panicky, obviously. You're going to be expecting them to clear that corner. So
how was he to know? And this one, should just peter out now. Alex trying to get up on the boost. He's already dead. And this smells and reeks of a third for Gambit.
Should be the save here as well. You're going to want to make sure you keep up these upgraded pistols and the scout. Inters is already hovering back over towards T-spawn, so you can't push the issue too much here if you are the Swinglish mix.
So you've got interesting kind of historical context that were fed to us by our analyst desk. Yanko talking a little.
I love how you love interesting historical context.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I wasn't even talking about the UK boys and their UK CS woes. I think that was a staple of the CS scene, but just more in reference to Gambit and their recent LAN win. Of course, we saw them.
Okay, all right, sorry. Yeah, I'm with you. V4.
V4. And the fact that they did, they had a trip and a stumble, but a big LAN best of 5 win.
The thing is this, when Yanko's like, it was convincing but not convincing, I think that was a similar vein of what he was saying. That almost feels like every Gambit game, and that is because of the way that they approach the game, right? They play the percentages, and when you play the percentages, you are going to lose rounds when you lose an opening kill or two because, guess what, right? You have to save, right? You have to go for a bit of a save scenario there. So you will lose a couple just for the virtue of that.
And when you're force buying as well, when you have an opportunity like that, that's round defining. Crims, it's unfortunate. You can't really blame him as well because logic dictates you're about to be hard cleared. Yeah. It's just a shame because, of course, hindsight being 2020, he did look like he could have had 2 backs turned. It does look like we're going to be taking a quick timeout.
Yeah, this is a tech, so we just have one player from the Gambit side with a quick restart here. We should be getting this one back underway ASAP. But it should be looking like a Gambit 4th here going forward, right? Just virtue of the money situation. Fnatic will have to respect this. They should just use these saved guns. I would assume Alex and Crims will be going for a bit more of a save. Can't really risk investing anything just yet. But this is the thing with Gambit, right? I think Yanko pointing out the fact that there's 4 of them that are just teenagers. This was the narrative of the entire team. This is why we were so blown away with them, because it was the academy squad that worked very hard to get themselves up into this position. And then when Hobbit joined, that was the cherry on top. And then they came through, started the year looking hot to trot. Shiro showing that he's a world-class player. Nafany, we love the way that he in-game leads. Axel's aim, absolutely beautiful. Inter's hardcore support player doing all those roles for the team. And then Hobbit, as I mentioned, the icing on top of that cake, the cherry on top, he's been beautiful. He's had some massive games to bail them out of pressure situations. So the more that they get to experience this, the more that they get to flourish on LAN, hopefully the more of the online version of Gambit we get to see, because it does take time, right? We can't just say you're going to step on in. You can't be like duck to water in these situations. Not everybody is a bit. And he has the support of 4 players around him who have played a bunch of LANs.
Yeah, no, not everyone's a bit, but don't you think the bit alone, his presence and his successes have kind of awoken a new hunger for organizations to find the next one?
Yeah, it already felt like we were looking for diamonds in the rough with these academy teams coming on through, but now you're actually seeing the benefits of it, right? Monacy is another big conversation at the moment, right? I think Torzi over there within the Mouse NXT roster. So you're seeing the next generation of players. Interesting note, though, I don't know if you spotted that. It is actually Groove behind the team instead of Finn. And look, we know that he can't attend when they're at the majors, but it's surprising that he's not here at IEM Winter. I thought that it was going back to him. Maybe I missed some news. Tweet at me if I did. There is always a lot of news here.
Yeah, and Groove, I think, he's typically actually providing. Well, yeah, he owns the org, and he used to coach their league team. So he's done it all.
He's just an absolute brainiac.
Yeah, very passionate, leads from the front line.
So just note this smoke here in front of Hobbit that you can see, right? He's actually dropping that smoke out on his own.
Ouch.
That right there is to dissuade CT Molotovs in mid to give them the space.
He just naded behind their one way as well. Like, it couldn't have been better.
Big chunky bit of damage right there. But this is very difficult to throw a spanner in the works if you are Fnatic in a round like this. Smoo would need to get a couple of tags with the scout. The Deagles would then have to chip on in. And with the low HP of Alex and Crims already, this is looking more and more unlikely as the seconds tick past.
Yeah, and they really are quite happy with late mid arrivals, and you can understand why. Once that smoke, Molly, and the perhaps potential 2-man setup breaks, you can rejoin your forces, and then they have this beautiful freedom where they can just kind of be a pendulum that swings towards the path of least resistance, be it A or B.
Alex is very lucky here, unless Nafany is aware that Molly didn't spread to the other side. Scoops himself up the first of the round. And at this point, it is just drawing Fnatic over towards the A bomb site here. So it is about to get a bit biffy.
That's the technical term.
How iffy will it really? Yeah, never mind. It's done. It's done.
Needs another one of those. And, well, Brollan's at least finished what they started. Hold the horses. Mezzy's deagle is actually hit too. He actually hit Shiro before that. He's already got 3 frags. There's another one in him. Mezzy delivers an impossible round. Let me see that one again. Okay. I can't quite believe that.
Alrighty.
From Alex in the pistol to Smooya's collateral into a Mezzy bull
terror.
Bull terror.
Bull terror.
Nonsense.
How are they winning this?
Let me see that. What is that?
Oh, Lord.
Is that just like is that pure luck? Is this Mezzy just on a full other level?
Whoa, a bit of divine intervention there, and the kid doesn't even. It's a bit of a smile. You got Smooth. Okay, I didn't think there was a way in the world.
I mean, that is something else. And you can see Keita behind him as well. Worth highlighting that Keita, UK representative as well. And, of course, previously at that Complexity roster, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, bang on, bang on. He's quite the strategic coach, I would say. He's
new blood, yeah.
In the
Fnatic
familiar with Keita, before he took that coaching role, he was doing, he was a Counter-Strike player for many a year, but he was doing observing for FaZe Clan. Right, he was part of that team, so he was sitting there every day watching every single game with the details and always had a brain for Counter-Strike. So good to see him transition into a role like this. But I cannot believe Mezzy won that. I didn't think there was a world. Apparently there is.
Impossible.
Okay, wow, beautiful stuff here. But a timeout taken for Fnatic after that round win, I think just to calm things down. Brollan with a nade on through, not going to land where desired.
This is heavy, eh? Like, Crimson's been having his woes here. Couple of rounds have slipped away upon his demise.
Yeah, well, he is having to anchor this one down, and they are testing him one more time, but lots of players close here. Is Hobbit trying to creep in towards Donut? Look at Alex. He's playing a bit of a sleeper position. They need to be aware that that creep is open, and Smooth floating back top mid. So some uncharacteristic or...
Oh, you patient man. Hobbit strikes. Need a lot out of Crims here. Multiple players. Nice for a double. Needs to play for his life now. Bomb loose. Confirmation of their commitment. Nafany with info, and now Molotov down. Perfect execution. Hobbit continues, and he just wrecks heads. Brollan next on his naughty list. Smooya to try and make impact. Mezzy, the savior of the previous. Now, they haven't planned to... Smooya is so hyper-aggressive. From Moth to the Flame, a Smooya to the Smoke, and Nafany's actually taking the bomb elsewhere.
Yeah, well, Inters right now is securing the B bomb site, so if Hobbit gets another kill here, I don't know what Fnatic are meant to do, and he's noisy about things too. Spotted, Smooya does get the kill, and...
I think they're surely piecing this together now.
Mezzy is just clearing behind right now to make sure they aren't being flanked, but the bomb to make its way over, and you wouldn't be expecting this, so they should get the bomb down here. Now, the question is, do Smooya and Mezzy fancy their chances? It wouldn't be the first retake we've seen.
Knives are out. Gap is closed.
They're definitely considering it right here, but the fact is, when you have to come through and clear all these angles, it's not going to be easy to get past a position like Inters.
Inters has been here for so long. He could have chosen so many positions. This is what he opted for, and it works well for the first. Mezzy, a 1v1. Bomb half gone.
Has the kit.
He's thinking about it. Hard clear. Nafany doesn't even give him a single bit of information, and now time is not on his side. Nafany just checks, calls the bomb clear, and that's the end of that. Gambit 4, Fnatic 5. And yeah, I mean, there's the patience in that.
I really like that round from Gambit, right? If you've played any Ancient in maybe your matchmaking games, you played a couple of Pugs, one of the key details is when you hit this A bomb site, it always feels like the rotation gets there really quick, right? You drop your smokes, you try and get on in, but it always feels like there's so many CTs, they're coming out of here, there, and everywhere. And by pulling the plug on that, by dropping all the way back, and especially through Inters, right? He was the unsung hero of that round. You're guaranteeing that the CTs are closer towards CT spawn, if anything. So great play from Gambit, and that is now going to play into Fnatic's mind for the rest of the game when they hit pause. So keep that in the back of your noggin, as it will be another Fnatic force buy. And look, they've had success in rounds like this. If they don't win this one, it's a chance for Gambit to actually take the lead. And they've evacuated the B-bomb site completely here. All 5 CTs over towards middle. Brollan is floating around right now. Called this one clear. Noisy about it with the flash. And if Gambit get a move on, they might even be able to find themselves in for free.
Sounds ideal.
Yep.
Yeah, Roland smoked, flashed, tucked, and Shiro dealt with one. Wow, that is impressive on the dink, but...
Yeah, I think he'll let someone else grab that, but this boost might be nice.
Yeah, it could be good for one. And it is. Dismantled now, but here comes Axel on the fade. Roland with the 1D, and suddenly my interest is peaked.
Shiro's still low for
No
that dink.
kit. Smoke, though, and they are at least flirting with a defuse. They've got the 10-second defuse ahead of them. Crim's catching one from the stray, and now on the hold. Crim's not going to be good for the first. It's not planted for the wallbang. Full 10-second defuse, and Hobbits surely the last to fall. Shiro to save, and Fnatic another retake. This is getting problematic for Gambit.
I think they've won more rounds where they've had worse buys than they have full gun rounds here for Fnatic. They're getting it done in the scrappiest way possible, and one of the keys to this is just how active they are on the map, right? I'm talking about all 5 players mid, they're taking a lot of info. It means they can respond really quickly. They always seem to have a good idea of where at least Gambit want to finish. Now, in the previous round, they obviously ended elsewhere late, but this is great shooting here. So Fnatic are keeping this one competitive, but all it's going to take is consecutive rounds for Gambit to break the bank here. Smoke mid, out they go. Held at bay by the Molotov, so adjustments being made on the fly, and over towards A they come. It's just Crims.
Quick, it's so quick. Crims caught out completely, still manages to take ahead, but the site is already lost. Chad, it's...
Fast flank from Alex here, though. They won't account for this.
That's true, he's hyper fast. Oh, Lord. He might even be there, but as the smoke fades. And Smooya there, maybe to distract. Alex, are you brave enough to go through? The answer is no, but they can strike with an element of surprise here. Shiro's in Temple. You got Smooya late from CT. Now Brolin eliminated. Smooya trying to put enough pressure on them, but they're running out of opportunities now, and that is such a perfect pre-aim. Look at that. The round falls apart. Great recovery from Gambit. And yeah, I mean, we are starting to see more evidence that the A site can be exploited.
Yeah, look, this is one of the things, right? For the longest period of time, the dialogue was just go B. But Gambit are showing us, and a lot of success over towards this A site so far, that they can push the issue, especially when they don't have full buys, right? You're lacking smokes, you're lacking Molotovs, harder to keep them at bay for longer. And finally, Fnatic have been broken here. Look, we have had this ping-pong of rounds, the back and forth. I don't know if they're going to force buy or not, because Fnatic kept force buying, right? They're not giving themselves full gun rounds here, and I don't know in an undefeated streak that they've had, especially on this map, they're 4-0, if they've been in this position too often, right? But you had up in the bushes right there, a bit of the Rambo face paint on at the undoing of Alex. And it will be just a light on round here. Flash is going to come over, so they're trying to isolate Axel here, Alex. Now, the Flash is...
They could have gone wrong, you know. Axel...
Yeah, he has the bomb. He should be fine.
Could lose his bomb here. But he won't. Not interested in losing to USPs, not today.
What they did right there, right? Where Axel would play on a default round to be covering that off, you can understand, right? Creep up close, get into main, flash, a couple of USPs, swarm like bees, ding, 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 dead, AK down. But his position right there, he was actually able to play around the pylon, be a bit more pivoty, and that's the difference maker in a situation like this. So no worries, no dramas, and speaking of dramas, the buy isn't great for Fnatic here. Smooya with the big green, sure, but Brolin and Mezzi operating with MP9.
Look at this setup. 3 go mid. Smoked off. Crims to Donut. There is so much utility being exchanged early here. Wow.
4 smokes on mid right now and 1 over towards B long.
So many Molotovs.
A lot of investment, and look what that's done. Fnatic have no util left to operate with the round. A flash, a smoke, and a HE is all that's left for 1 minute and 30 seconds. This is about to get rough.
And Gambit are more than happy to come mid late. They've demonstrated that, and they'll continue to do so. Here they come after all your nades. Now it's just going to be bullets, so Shiro holds the ledge push. Stops Brolin from contributing entirely.
They have the 3 biggest guns for Fnatic right now holding this A bomb site, right? 2 in Donut, 1 over towards the big box of A, and they have to creep. No. They need to find something.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, Gambit want this. This is exactly what they're waiting for. A single flash. Oh, it did catch one. Need more out of Crims. He can't deliver. And straight through the smoke? Nafany, he just feeds him a frag and an AK. Brolin needs to get to A ASAP. ASAP.
Well, they're hitting pause right now. Inters is creeping B again for info here. So Gambit just want to sit and wait and see what Inters finds. We can see radar top left, nobody home. And that is calling the transition back over towards the B lane position. Up Tetris, they'll hop. Over the ledge, they'll go.
It's a cool game plan they've got. Inters just stares at the smoke. Eventually has room to slowly crawl and take map control away. And just as he is rejoined with his squad. They'll have a ramp and cave finish, and Mezzi's the only man within earshot of this.
Worst weapon for the job here as well.
Couldn't be worse. And I mean, it's an obvious clear. It's up to their plant, I guess. Distraction.
Good bait.
Yeah, I like it. Might lead to a plant that's available for Mezzi to deny.
Oh, bottom spotted.
Can't do it. Hobbit again, just saving Gambit time after time, but that's just the one from Brolin's rifle. Smooya
Has to be a save.
has to with an AWP, yeah.
They've pushed the issue so many times, right? It wouldn't surprise me to see Smooya of all players going for a round like this, but they need to, right? The money not in a great position right now. It's only going to be 2,400 as the loss bonus into the next, and Axel even getting a little bit cheeky, starting to have a look and see if anybody's around. So well handled from Gambit here. They're happy to have these exchanges go quite evenly, and then from there play out the mid rounds, and they're handling it very, very well. Axel continuing this little saunter. Red House now.
I mean, their game plan makes sense. It doesn't really have many leaks, does it, in terms of where things can go wrong? Smooya. Oh.
I think he went down. He did. He went down. Smooya died. Smooya died there at the final second, so there's nothing for Fnatic to go through here. He went down there in the final seconds of that one.
Must have been the last frame.
Yeah, because like as we cut away, it was already transitioning, so he must have just got
last
a straight
click.
bullet or two. Yeah,
bam.
That right there. Oof. Okay. It looked like he was going to survive in that, and now it's just pistols. Gambit should be securing themselves the 8th round right now. You got the Sky Molly for front donor. You can see where that one lands.
Well,
right behind it, mid control again. So Hobbit, it's a walk in the park right now.
Yeah, he's having a lot of fun, and he's got lineups from that box for B and A. For now, we just have to see if there's any more damage from the Deegs.
Yeah, I counted them out. Last time Mezzi had a Deagle in his hand, so I will wait and see, but they really shouldn't have too much to say in a round like this one, Fnatic, unless Gambit get a little bit chaotic about things. The bomb is down towards T-spawn. Crims and Smooya are patrolling both middle and A main quite aggressively here, so at least Mezzi, Brolin, and Alex know something is coming, and well, I think the utility is indicative of that. It should just be a B finish. Plenty of smokes, a couple of flashes.
All right, so long and short smokes. Shiro to take contact. He's got to clear the cubby. That's his job. That's his port of call. And actually, the wallbang from Hobbit has dealt with things. A nice little off-the-cuff boost. And, ooh, not enough vision. Nafany should spray them down here and has already brought Mezzi even lower. Looking to finish what his nade started. It's looking set for 8. There is one Deeg in the feed. There shouldn't be much more, and suspicions confirmed. Alex for one more for good luck, but there's 8. Gambit to win out their T-half here on Ancient. Fnatic now looking for one last jab to keep that gap as small as possible.
Hobbit and Axel are having great games here, right? And that's what you want to see with these two individuals on your screen right here. We've got 15 for Axel and 15 for Hobbit. On the other side of things, 10 apiece for Brolin, Smooya, and Mezzi. That would be the star trio of the team. You can see that they actually spam from inside the divided position in Cave right there as well. So it's paper thin, those wooden boards these days. Adds an interesting dynamic that not too many of you pure CS goers would be familiar with, but we're back into this, and Hobbit doing what Hobbit does best. Shiro has a lot of space here. Could open this one up if Alex oversteps the mark.
Ah, interesting.
He did, yeah. He just wasn't ready for that so quick. What a progression.
Yeah, but they've just swapped sides now. It's almost a role reversal. Now the Ts are defending the site, and the CTs already at 1 minute 27 of pushing back in. Go, it's perfect. Okay, Gambit starting to really whir into action now. And Axel will be even walking, lurking now through all of A. He's in CT already. We've got 70 seconds. This is the quickest of finishes, and Crims is going to be... You're not a knifer, are you, Axel? Nope, definitely.
He's a headshotter.
Yeah, and that will be a nice one. Smooya, no reason not to go for it. Very effective AWPer. But not today. Nafany, another head. I'm sure another guttural roar as we will take a quick 2 minutes. When we do come back, though, we'll be finding out if Fnatic can remain undefeated or if Gambit will be the first to knock them down.
I think we're in the middle of the rebuilding phase, and we're doing pretty well, honestly. The EPLs went well as our first tournament, and then we had a kind of a down phase for IEM 4 where we didn't win a map, but now with the change bringing in Smuya, we're definitely back on the right trajectory, and I think we're feeling better and better as the weeks go on.
Really can batten down the hatches and stay undefeated. I mean, Gambit, of all people, this is surely the tallest task they've faced.
Yeah, this is a rough one for Fnatic, really, when you consider the context coming into this tournament. Des, we're talking about the DreamHack Open win. Sure, things have been going in those realms, but this is a whole different kettle of fish. And, well, you know what's a little bit strange? Mezzy with a T-side CZ75. So let's see what he's got in store for us. I think Cave's on the docket here.
Hey, we've seen this before, Brolin with all the smokes, and, well, that's a very quick finish for Fnatic initially. Down goes the Mezzy CZ. Alex gets to work with that instead.
They should be able to get into the site right now. Inters and Hobbit are smoked off. Not to know it, but they will be starting to fade in the next 5. Bomb needs to be planted and will, but a 3-on-3 should ensue. Inters with a smoke and a flash.
Really important pistol for Fnatic here.
Oh, the boost onto the box.
Don't hate it. Oh, Crims has given them the chance in this round. Can Alex...
A long smoke.
His partner in crime work on this clear big one from Hobbit. May not be expecting this, though. And oh no, doesn't finish it. Great catch. Axel on the swing. Goes down. Hobbit holding. 10-second defuse. Crims 3 frags. Not anymore. A full 10 seconds. Brolin. He's not going to check. No time. No time. No time. Oh, and the first just shy. Hobbit. Brave there, especially when the teammate defending him goes down.
Yeah, really trusted his teammates right there, didn't he, Hobbit? Huge stuff from him, and you think Crims, he's doing a lot right there, gets 3 big kills. I think the position would have been noted right there, especially on the box, right? Because the boost came on through, right? You get the boost on the box, you think, okay, well, maybe there is another player lurking around that cave position, but Crims trying to do his absolute best right there. The smoke just fading. Brolin almost.
A little jump, yeah. Just
almost gets it.
Half a second extra.
Sure likes that one, and they're going to get themselves up to the double digis first here, 10-6. And, well, true to nature right now, Fnatic will go for another Force buy. That's where they seem to have had more of their success within that first half.
Yeah, it's good to see Shiro celebrating as well. Sat them down on media day for that Sounds of Land thing. And
how'd that go?
Just cracking a joke about the fact that might, these roars were Shiro. And his teammates acknowledged that that's probably, you get the most you get is a thumbs up.
Okay.
Or a slight
Maybe
rise smile. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. 10 for Gambit, and we are going to be seeing a Force, so it is going to come down to space and indeed utility. Magic Molotov is in the sky.
I love that Molotov.
I guess it doesn't matter if it's banned if you never get to play it.
Well, if everybody uses it. It's not as bad as the Vertigo one through the floor, though. That one's cheeky. Over towards that B bomb site here, but Fnatic opting to take their rifles over towards A, and Alex forward and down.
Oof.
They can turn their attention now and deal with his A main push.
And Brolin's...
Oh,
what is that?
You don't see Hobbit miss those all too often.
No, nearly never. Now, Shiro Temple, and already with a double. He's surely going to be cleared, but he's allowed to take another. Smooya in a clutch, and he's loud about his reposition.
He can take his time here.
No, he can't.
No, he can't. No, he can't. Well, I feel this one is going to be slipping away from Fnatic now, right? When you lose the pistol and you go for an audacious Force buy like that, the next round to play is some light pistol upgrades at best. We're talking Deagles, maybe P250s, a little bit of util around. Now, at this point right now, if you're Gambit, you should be getting up to 12 pretty easily.
Now, is it a safe assumption, and just correct me if I'm wrong here, that when Alex is leaping through a smoke so early in the round like that, he's expecting no one to be there? It's not like he's going for some sort of element of surprise play.
I think the plan is to catch them off guard, right, with the play, because he wants to draw attention so his players can come out of main. And in terms of them not being there,
yeah, 50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. That's what it is, right? So it's like an in-game leader call. Only in-game leaders can make those.
You see Carrigan do those all the time.
Whereas if you wouldn't see a Mezzi make that type of play, right? For example, JKS, when I was in-game leading the team, I would have to tell Justin, run through that smoke and die. Like, I didn't want him to die, but like that's what I'd have to say to him to get him to do it. Because if I went go through that smoke, he probably wouldn't.
It's against his best interests.
But to be fair, Justin was a top 20 player in the world, and I'm here talking nonsense. So I think we know whose approach is better.
And speaking of, I think Hobbit's not going to let another one of those go right. Brolin this time, revenge struck, and a lovely 1,200 bucks injected into the Hobbit bank account. We've had some crazy Deagle rounds out of Fnatic. Alex this time not able to deliver, and it is just a matter of time now before that 12th is reached. Fnatic yet to get out of the starting blocks. I think that pistol really was compulsory to string together an early advantage, but for now it is going to be that long road in order to accrue a comeback.
Yeah, one of the things when you go for Deagles on just a light pistol buy round like this, you're hoping just to find a couple of crisp headshots, right? That's what you're doing. You go for a bit of a default spread, you do your little jiggles, you hope that you hit a nice shot, and then that's how you're going to open the round. But once you get dealt 2 MP9 kills, that's not the way you want to kick it on off. Axar will finish proceedings, and 6 rounds to the good right now as the AKs will come back into the hands of Fnatic after the earlier Force buy fell flat. Now, their T-side approach, right, we've already seen them lob out the similar mid-utility, the window smoke. We've got to get the donut molly in play. So let's see if Gambit have an answer, if they want to play that more aggressively, or if they're happy just to concede that mid-control out the gates here. It is just Hobbit on his lonesome. Mid-util landing, 3 players over towards the B bomb site, and a bit of a one-way here for Hobbit, so we can call sector clear. No dramas whatsoever in the mid-corridor. Lamps, however, getting a little bit hot. As this is a spread from Fnatic across the map. They're taking their time about this. Brolin holding down the B lane, while the rest...
It's not much to sell the fake, but it does pull the smoke extinguish out, and yeah, still just a one-man defensive A. So,
well, they have to
calling for aid now. Axile, he's tucked in. Look at the angle he's gone for. I wonder how well this pays off for him. Oh, it's perfect. Mezzi and Crims, I think a team flash as well as they emerge. And yeah, collapsing. Alex looking the wrong way. Gambit are handling this with grace, with poise, and with ease.
Yeah, and you see the difference here, right? Brolin, oof.
Go on.
Able to find the kill.
Run, Smooya,
It's a
run.
race, right? Axel, look, as soon as B lane control is taken from Gambit, Smooya's pinned, right? Like, this race has already been won.
Yeah.
Gambit have won it. The only way that this can happen is if Smooya swings through the doors, hits an absolute blinder or two of a shot, or if Brolin comes through cave right now and, sorts him out. But look at this, thinking on your toes right here.
Imagine if Brolin somehow... Oh, he might have heard it. No. Oh,
It's passed. How did they let this happen?
And Axel dinked. There's a world now, if Brolin's careful, that bomb goes down at a 2v1v4. The bomb at least planted by Smooya, and that'll do nicely. Shiro not having any interest in that one falling away from them. We got 13 for Gambit early here.
Yeah, that one probably should never even have the bomb going down. So Fnatic do get a little bit fortunate there, but you see the difference, right? When that mid play was done time and time again by Gambit in their first half, most of the time they had mid presence for donut pressure, right? To go away without mid control, I feel it has to be one of the hardest things to do on this map. And they really had a rough time applying any pressure, right? They threw some utility towards mid, but Hobbit had the line of sight. This was great from Axel here, actually using that donut smoke to his advantage, because that's the one position they're not expecting to die from. And Shiro just comes through as you like. A nice quick two-piece feed right there to grab themselves 13th. And now the smiles are starting to creep onto the faces here as... well, the scratches of their heads on the other side of things. They haven't been able to establish a default scenario just yet on this T side here. Not enough rounds have been played.
I mean, if ever there was a round, it would be this one, right? Everyone's got, not full util, but as close as they're going to get. Smooya had the option of a glass cannon, but as we know...
it's too hard to operate the AWP on the T side of this, right? Like, two mollies mid, a B long smoke, you know, getting spammed through the boards at B, an A main smoke, right? Like, it's very difficult, I think, to operate a T side AWP. They're not even really forcing Hobbit to do too much here. You can see he's allowed to drop his one way. Oh, he's going to tuck on in.
It's interesting.
No molly for
not
this.
behind the
No
one way.
molly
Again,
for
Alex
this.
is going to be looking the wrong way. Side of the head, his ears pierced. Hobbit even trades at the bare minimum. Mezzi's across. Axel supporting, and Mezzi surely dead now. The flash, he converts. Not quite the double. That could have been a difference maker. Oh, Crims needs this now, and does so cleanly. So, bomb, and a potential. Oh, he's a little late on the back. Just Shiro gets there with a second to spare. But Gambit, yeah, I mean, they've really proven that this is theirs every day of the week. Fnatic not yet demonstrating any sort of evidence that we could hold on to that these defaults can convert into rounds.
Yeah, this will be their 5th map loss here for Fnatic, but their first series, and I know it's only a best of 1, but, you know, it's their first time actually losing, right? Knowing what losing feels like.
But what a win for Fnatic in terms of making such a huge roster change and then immediately being gifted a win-streaking team against Tier 1 opposition.
Yeah, it's not bad at all here. Obviously, we built it up that Gambit were the favourites in this one, and we wanted to see what type of Fnatic we were going to get. It's not done just yet. 2 more rounds necessary to close this one out. The buyback in from Fnatic here. Once again, it's a little bit light on Galil's instead of AK's. Util already worked on through, and now they're turning their attention towards B, and they're in.
That's a big opener. Nafany's in trouble too. Yeah, 2 kills in the feed for Fnatic. 3 now, faffing around with his nades. He goes down. Mezzi's gone. Nade's good.
What a nade.
Grim's surely dead now. 1 HP and finished off now by Hobbit. It's up to Smooya and Brolin now to make this a 7th. The bait and switch. He throws the incendiary. Smooya, what are you doing?
Oh, he has to.
Oh,
he has to.
Brilliant. And now we're ready for Axile. Hobbit the last and defended brilliantly. Lovely proactive play from the Brit.
Wonder if this gets the car going right now, because really just stuck.
From the Brit. That's never come out of my mouth before. How exciting.
Yeah, well, look, the UK Counter-Strike players were good once upon a time. There was a team called Birmingham Salvo. They won the Championship Gaming Series back in 2008.
And I heard that there was this roster called, let me get it right, 4 Kings.
Yeah, that was with
and it was
a Henry Greer special.
3 UK players.
And 2 Swedes.
And 2 Swedes.
It's the recipe for success, apparently. You can't get it done with the 5 Brits, but they're making this one work.
Life imitates art.
It's curious. It is curious that they've been able to make this one look like one of the most convincing Fnatic rosters we've had in some time. And that is a bit of a shame to say, because Fnatic has always been a staple of the Counter-Strike scene.
Yeah, it's been weird not having the black and orange on the stage.
I guess the same thing happened with VP for a while there. You know, right when they were trying to scrap together whatever Polish roster they could, and eventually they bit the bullet and said, well, we're just going to go over and grab Avangara, I guess. And it seems like a pretty good decision. But here we go. Is there any life now in Fnatic after a round win here? They're first, and turning their attention back towards A. Brolin is left as the B babysitter, and Alex and his merry men try to hit this A side again. It is quick. They're already out right now. Axel, you got a lot on your plate here, my friend. The dink is not enough.
That's huge from Alex. And info, Smooya confirms Temple is occupied. And a deep molly could cost him his life. He's going for the plant here.
That is very deep.
Can anyone contest?
Should be able to get this down in time.
Okay, Alex now gone. We've got ourselves a 4v4, and it's on.
No kits here for the retake. Might even just be a save here from Gambit if they don't find something soon.
Saw him. Knows they're on the site, or at least lingering in the smoke. Smooya looking indecisive. Mezzy partnered up, close on big box. Has to be Hobbit. Nice defense. Info, though, and the headshots are good. Good delivery from the Swede. Crims has sent them packing, and Fnatic with 2 consecutive rounds.
Oof, that's almost enough here to break the bank of Gambit. These are saved guns.
No hunt, though, right?
Well, you shouldn't. You need to establish as well, if you're Fnatic here, you can't risk throwing too many bodies at this. One, yes. More than that, you start to ask a couple of questions here.
Yeah, they've done it well as well. You're not really getting through that tight line from Shiro.
It worked this time. You could see how quick it was. The flash and the push came actually, I think, before that donut smoke had actually bloomed right there. So they want to try and catch these A players off guard, because some of the things with a map like Ancient, especially if mid feels very susceptible, is your A player can tend to lend himself to help with the mid. Oh, okay. Never mind. We're back. I was about to get a little bit worried there for everybody at home. Would have been casting off of this, and I don't know how well that would have gone. But Alex, out mid, Hobbit in the top of the red house here. The AWP and the M4, all that Gambit have to boast for this one. And A-main is called clear. Nobody home this time. They're in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Inters, here we go.
Boosted up. The right move when you got just 2 rifles to work with. He's teaching us all the lovely little smoke. I'll take notes. Locked in. Now, though, distracted. Enables Inters for 1 and 2. Oh, Mezzy, I think he thought he had that. Leaves Inters tagged up, but still delaying for now. They can't lose to 2 rifles, and they're starting to. Smooya needs multi, needs both. Glock could do the job. Alex as well partners up with him. 2 versus 3. And the 2 Brits piecing this together now. Bomb scooped up. Inters has not moved a muscle. Alex reacts accordingly. And he's off to A. It's the right call. To beat them to the punches, Hobbit.
Oh, they faked it. That was a death cam fake. That's worked perfectly. Inters has started rotating. Hobbit's already got to move on as well. They've just called the bluff right here, and this is a great little maneuver right here from Alex. They should be in. The plant should be going on down, and maybe even Inters holding onto this rifle for another round.
It worked. It worked so well. Gambit, they not only had the hook in their mouth, they bit down on it hard. And it's led to an open side. I don't think Alex can really believe it, but the bomb will be planted. It's Smooya's responsibility. Alex to take a nice after plant position.
So many nooks and crannies to clear here as well, right? They just want to make sure that they have something established. Inters has gone for a look towards mid. He can actually start jumping up, and he's not going to cause too many issues here for Smooya, who, Inters has passed.
He's through.
He's already in cave, but cave was always a question, right? They were there early, but there was always a timing window. This still gets interesting.
No info yet. They haven't heard those steps.
Hobbit's noisy.
Very. Gets the info though. Smooya. Oh, what a pre-fire. Come on, Hobbit. Be reasonable. There's Smooya's collection and 9 on the board. Made to work for it, but 9.
Yeah, cheeky there from Hobbit. I think Smooya is probably counting his lucky stars. He was able to convert that one because Alex was low in his own 1v1 throughout that. And yeah, you see Mezzy, it did feel like he got that kill ready. It pivoted away. Not sure if he thought a flash was coming. Did get dicey on the site right there, but handled at the end of the day. And well, now we won't have any CT-sided AWP in the hands of Shiro. Keep in mind, no kit either, so these post plants will start to come into question.
Good to see the motor mouth on Smooya hasn't been dulled in that jersey.
Okay,
looking poppy.
Yeah,
well, hang on, the bomb's there. Yeah.
But they've established control early. Nafany forward.
Ooh. Smooya's in trouble. Smooya. Never mind. Not expecting Smooya there. leads to probably the easiest opener he's ever going to find.
Yeah, and that was because of all that cave pressure, right? So Nafany was thinking they were going to pop back out in his direction, but just that passive approach actually paying off right there, and now they can move themselves quite gracefully around the map here. Back through T-Spawn with the bomb on the back. Hobbit and Axel looking for some space in mid, and they're calling nobody home. That's forced to full rotation. Shiro enters, cheating on over. Brolin and Hobbit, that could be the duel to decide it all. Because if Brolin, if they throw him to the Wolves, if they say, Brolin, go let us know what's going on at B before we commit to A, that could be the difference maker. Because if Brolin walks in, they still have time to rotate back. But if he just stays pretty in cave, this could be Gambit's gamble stack paying off.
Yeah, they've really laid a trap now. And as time ticks, the certainty that Fnatic are about to put their foot in it grows. 30 seconds. That's the commit. A smoke to destabilize. Inter's established. Crim's going to go straight through. Oh, and that's the bomb. That's surely the round. Gambit ready for it. A recovered smoke. Groundhog Day for Alex on that temple angle. He's just not ready for that. Smooya at least is. A 1v4 though. And with 10 seconds, it's too tall an order. You'd have loved a quick react onto Inter's, but not allowed. And 15 is on Gambit's board. So many opportunities. 6 chances now to break Fnatic's streak.
Yeah, the story of this game for me is just Gambit outmaneuvering Fnatic in a lot of these situations. Now, we've seen, Heroic are quite the gambly team right there, and I think Gambit will probably weighing themselves up for the same, right? We'll stack this A bomb site. If they head over towards B, we'll just go for a bit of a save. But if they come into the den, we're going to profit in a big way. So just one more round of play here. The buy is out. The best that they can muster is 4 AKs and the Deagle, and actually with the MP9s on the other side, I would say that Fnatic have the better buy of the two. Shiro with the big green, however, could be a difference maker. 19 kills for him. Oh, and spray from range right there. Locked out, they're coming through.
Yeah, and he's ready for you. He's ready for trouble. Oh my God, he's a bully.
Bomb again.
He's a proper bully. And he should be dead. How is he still alive, Axile?
But they can all come into main right now. They can just fortify this position, lock this down.
Yeah, Ancient's going to feel very small.
Yeah, I'm not always... a proponent of playing the bomb, and Shiro, that's a gift right there.
Well, Smee had a lovely little elevated angle as well. But at least means the round is interesting once again.
Yeah, now, Inter's with a very forward position just caught there. You can see if they do want to go back all the way through spawn, this is not a commonly cleared angle. Middle would be the best option, and Nafany currently jump peeking towards top mid, so if they can do anything about him, a smoke would be great. Now they can work on top mid or donut control. Smooth with the bomb. Hobbit and Axile to receive, and Axile's boosted back on up towards that planter box.
Hobbit's always good for at least the one, but not today. At least not yet. Now comes to play, and just one frag away. Crims down in the dumps, 9 HP, 3 to find, and there it goes. Fnatic down to the lower bracket. Gambit the ones to send them there. The best of ones, brutality, as Fnatic just get that gap growing a little too large. Looking good though. Gambit coming in hot, are fresh off of 1 at V4 and now into IEM Winter in the upper bracket. We'll be reviewing that over at the desk. Let's head over there now and we'll get more games underway in day 1.
Hey Future Pros, we're on Ancient today and I wanted to show you a nice temple smoke you can throw on your A hits.
team like Fnatic, who are so new as a roster?
I mean, it's not like new. We practiced a lot versus them, and we exactly understood what they're gonna do versus us. And by the way, respect them for them. Alex, it was a good pistol by him. He just read it us like a book, and yeah, we expected that it's gonna be a hard one.
Now, when you actually got into the server, did the match play out how you thought it would?
Sorry?
Did the match play how you expected it to?
I mean, it was hard, to be honest. Yeah, a lot of nerves and a lot of mind games. And I felt and I thought that they prepared for us. And they knew what exactly we're going to do and what plan we have. But we did good headshots today, and we did good damage.
Final question, Hobbit. A lot of people talk about the Gambit style of Counter-Strike. Do you think that that is an advantage mentally?
You know, it's an interesting one. I mean, a lot of tactics, a lot of structure. We have a lot of theoretical stuff, and it's interesting, to be honest.
Okay, well, Hobbit, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck over the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, with the GGs out there, it's Gambit picking up this map win. In case you didn't know that, that was Hobbit, former major champion himself, now putting Fnatic away on the map of Ancient, with a T side from the Fnatic side, leaving much to be desired. I got Yanko and Moses here with me on the case. And Yanko, just out the gate here, what happened in the second half?
Well, I mean, just Gambit got off to a great start, and once that happens, they can put those lockdown CT sides in. I think a big factor for me personally was Exile having a great game. I think in some of those LAN games, he was like missing a little bit, especially compared to the level they had early in 2021, right? Yeah. Like, I mean, it's always been the trio of Shiro, Hobbit, and Exile, and, you know, you feel like Shiro and Hobbit have been doing the most of their work on LAN as well, and Exile kind of fell off. So it's great to see him here. If he can maintain, not even this high, but a similar level of performance, I think Gambit's in for a deep run.
You got to give props to Hobbit, man, for someone to come in and like deliver in this way for this team so consistently. A team that, as we kind of mentioned in the pregame, has been struggling to kind of find their footing on LAN and struggling to get that experience needed so that they can replicate their excellent performances online into a LAN setting. Hobbit's just here always delivering, and for him, it's unfortunate, but it feels just like a waiting game. Like when the rest of the guys start to finally get that comfort of being like, okay, LAN is just the way we play Counter-Strike. That's just it. That this team is going to get to a new level. So I just want to give props to Hobbit. Tough game for Fnatic, though. They got wrecked.
Yeah, and I think
that's all there is to say about that.
Puts the end of a sort of run that they're having, right? We were just talking about.
Yeah, 12-match win streak ends here against Gambit, and I mean, some of the rounds that they won. I mean, they were 3-0 up. They get this round as well, which is, you know, sort of just pistol rounds. That's one of them. Here's another one. This was insane by Mezzi. I don't know how he pulled this one off, right? But they won more like these crappy half-buys / eco force buy rounds than they did actual gun-to-gun rounds. You know, that just tells you, Chad pointed it out as well, it seems like in a lot of those rounds, they were just being outmaneuvered by Gambit, right, with some small details here and there. And Gambit as well, of course, as Hobbit pointed out, they were hitting some good shots too.
Yeah, they really were. I mean, that is kind of a tough thing for Fnatic. Is you're right. They really struggled on some of those other rounds. And there's the outplay that Hobbit mentioned of Alex. I think too. If you look at the stats of Fnatic as I did yesterday, I mean, if you want to see kind of a difference in the jump up, just a little one, it's like they had all 5 players during that 12-match, 13-match win streak coming into this game having a positive HLTV rating. You look at it now, and it's just kind of Smooya delivering on what he'd been able to. Everyone was over 1.0 before. Smooya was leading the way. He's at 1.26 in this game, and everyone else is beneath 1, and some of them are far beneath 1. So this jump up in competition, you can just see this is going to be the next level for Fnatic, is now they have to figure out how to be able to replicate that success against the better squads.
Yeah, and if we put a bow on this one, we just tell you that Gambit won it. We can do exactly that. I can also tell you what's going over on the B stream.
Nice.
Does give us a little bit of Instant Virtus Pro. Does look like VP up 14-11 currently, which we are a couple minutes behind, maybe a couple rounds. So maybe that one's falling right where you think it would, Yanko?
Yeah, difficult for Ents with the stand-in and whatnot. So VP getting the job done, it seems.
Yeah, it's a rather unfortunate turn of events for it. Obviously, they have
VP's loving it.
Yeah, VP's eating that up. For sure, for us, we're going to be going to a break, and we're going to come back with a little bit of Big Clan, who want to find themselves situated in the server against those guys, which is Batman and his crew of Robins. We'll be right back, everybody.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium. The complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Why is he just like the player everyone wants to be? Like the flicky, stylish AWPer and the aggressive rifler? Like, what's going on?
Well, I don't think it comes up to the teams that we are playing. I think we are just playing not so good at the moment. I think we also could have won the game against Navi if we just play up to like whatever we do in practice, for example. And yeah, I think if we are playing just our game, we can defeat anybody. And yeah.
Well, I'm sold.
I can't handle it anymore. I just can't.
Well, we're gonna have to handle it on or hold it together at least for.
Why aren't you playing? Why aren't you playing in games like you are in practice? Who's stopping you? Maybe it's the opponents. Maybe it's the top 10 opponents that don't let you play in official games like you do in practice. Like, come on! How many times are we gonna hear the same thing again and again? What happens? Do you like just? It's another body experience, and someone else gets in your seat and plays instead of you. Why are you not playing the same way in practice like you do in practice?
And that is Janko Paunovic, of course, joining us here, also on the desk. A little bit of Kasad action now. So you guys wanted some shit talking. I brought the two best ones in right here in front of this green screen. Matchup history doesn't speak volumes.
Yes. They're getting owned by FaZe every single time and by any other team that's in the top 10. Like, Big is the definition of a gatekeeper team. Like,
So what happened here? So did they have a bit of a fall from grace from when we were in this online world, or what do you think, Kasad?
Well, I don't think they fall from grace. It's just they played 3 games against FaZe this season, and they lost all 6 maps in a row. Only one double-digit map.
This game against Heroic, by the way, was a game in which Heroic had nothing to gain. So, like, you know, you can't even take...
That's a double-edged
You
sword,
can't
right?
even take too much away from that, right? Like, they had nothing to play for. Their spot at the major was, like, already set. You know, and Big had everything to play for to make it to the major even, so...
A lot of pressure, no pressure, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean...
Tomato, potato. Yeah. Exactly.
Potato, yeah.
Tomato. Anyway, how's your day been going, man? I know we're getting off to like a really rambunctious start here. Like, oh, God, what's going on?
It's lovely to see you, Trace, again. It was like, what, 6 short months?
Was it? Damn.
Yeah, it's like a long time ago. I wish I don't see Yank for 6 months, but, you know, here we are.
Well, you guys are
It's inevitable, you know?
It has to happen. But I was enjoying Counter-Strike today, so...
Yeah, it's not as extreme as it was once.
Well, if you say so.
Yeah,
it might never be that extreme again.
Yikes. Hey, we'll talk about that one while this video is playing, because I think our Epics players to watch are going to mask everything that we were just talking about so that you pay attention to this.
Rain. Don't be fooled. This man may appear a soft-spoken, friendly giant, but under the right circumstance, he becomes a brooding, terrifying, silent assassin. At Blast, Rain showed this perfectly in FaZe's most recent performance versus Big. He absolutely dominated the server and led his team to a resounding victory. If history repeats, then this next outing will very likely be a FaZe up as opposed to a FaZe down. Searson, a player that can absolutely perform to a high skill ceiling. We've seen it before, but whose most recent outings have left Big wanting more. In fact, in an interview at V4, their coach, Enki J, lamented at the fact that he thought Shiro, one of the opponents on the opposing team Gambit, was a better AWP. And, as it turned out, it was Shiro who took a hold of the match and led Gambit to victory. So, perhaps, for Searson today, he needs to rise to the occasion, and it's time to go big or go home.
They should play this video of the Sears and maybe hype him up.
Yeah, maybe build him up a little bit, because as it stands, Searson might have been the most flash player at all of the last Blast contest. So, is he predictable? Is Searson really not where Searson was?
Was he anti-threaded?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think it's definitely some of the preparation that these top-tier teams do. Like, they just know how to find every little detail that gives them the advantage. And without a doubt, Searson is not playing on the same level that he did last year when Big was the best team in the world for a short period of time, #1 ranked team on HLTV, right? So he is the lowest rated player for Big when it comes to playing top 10 teams. Like, that tells you everything you need to know. And I mean, all of them are struggling, but you know, he was the difference maker alongside Xantares during that run last year in the spring.
What about the Architect and Rain? Now, we know a few things about the side of FaZe. We know that there's just a few things to touch on, but when it comes to Rain, he's been around the longest. Yanko, what's up with that?
Yeah, he seems to have stepped it up in the last couple of tournaments for FaZe, being a little bit more consistent as well. But yeah, I think, he definitely has those games, especially on a map like Dust 2, where if he's having a good game, that's just it. You've just lost. You can pack it up and go home.
Rain is definitely one of the top 3, I said, more entries of all time.
Yeah.
When he gets going on a map, it's just the only way you can win that map is just avoid him. I felt it multiple times against FaZe, back in 2018 or 19. It's so hard to play against him. He's always hitting the right rotation. I was always asking, maybe I even asked you on Dust 2, does he call his own rotations when he's playing that position, or he just listens to Kerrigan, whoever is IGLing?
It depends. Sometimes when he's on himself, he has his own feel. A lot of times it's like Nico who was calling the setups and like getting a read, and then he, just like he still calls, give me the flash now, right? But that's the setup being called, and yeah, I think it's been great for FaZe. But to be honest, for FaZe, like you would have wanted to see more by now, right? Not being able to make playoffs at the major, not being able to do much at the Blast finals either. Right.
What are the odds we see changes in FaZe at any given point in the near future?
Well, Mirage as a map here, it's going to be great. Yeah, and the nuke ban. So I think it will depend on the availability of players. If they don't feel like they can make a change that makes a lot of sense for them, I think they are willing to stick with this lineup. But yeah,
does it depend on FaZe paying the money to Mousesports to buy Robs?
Well, if they have the money, they should definitely get that. I mean,
it is what it is. Yeah.
Robs for Olof is just like the obvious kind that
sticks out the most.
That sticks out the most and instantly makes them better, like 30%, right? So makes them a contender.
If you were FaZe, would you buy him?
I would pay whatever money Mouse asked me to make that change, because that's just like kind of one that makes so much sense on all levels and probably makes you.
It fills all the gaps for them.
Step.
It fills all the gaps for them. Definitely.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was going to be my next question. If it really does truly fill in the gaps right there,
they need a position. They need a closer. They need a proper closer. And Robs is just that. And if they get him, they're going to be like at least 50% better.
Yeah, I think that as well, and it's going to depend potentially at these two tournaments that FaZe has left, right? I think they're playing global finals too, and especially here, like with Navi not being here, teams going through changes. It's like
Mouse losing today as well.
Gambit, Heroic, and kind of them. They're also in that mix for a team that's been together for a long time with the same lineup, right? Their LAN experienced, obviously one of the most experienced teams we have in that department, and you just want to see kind of them have.
They had a decent major, good Cologne, top 4 if I remember. They beat Gambit in the quarterfinals. They lost to Astralis or G2 if I
think a lot of people were surprised
about Navi in the semis.
They lost to Navi, Navi that actually won the event as well. I mean, on LAN they have shown some, good results, but they need the final piece in Robs to actually go back to the winning ways and just winning titles.
The problem for them also has been the T sides, really. They have some of the weaker...
Closer. They need a closer.
Some of the weaker T sides. I mean, that's what ruined them. They played Astralis in the lower bracket semifinal at Blast. Open up Mirage, their own map pick, and only get 3 rounds on the T side. Like, you have to do better than that, simply. And what are the reasons for it? Maybe closer, maybe, something else. But it just still seems that they haven't been able to quite figure it all out. At times, just very poor individual performances from some of the players, right? They're kind of holding them back. It just seems like they can't make everything click, come together at the same time for them to really, really have a deep run at the tournament.
So as we jump into Mirage, I want to thank both of you, both YNK and Kasat.
They will own Big here, though.
Yeah, we're going to find out what happens between Big and FaZe, and I'm pretty sure that's just about where that cookie crumbles, right over there on the Mirage map that Chad and Alex are going to bring to you. So do it, guys.
With pleasure. Our last best of one of the day for us. And then you got the gift of Harry and Hugo. Honestly, been on too long. Looking forward to hearing their voices in my ears. And bullets into the header, Tabson. 1-1. Froki, dead. Hello, Searson. We spoke his name at that analyst desk. And, oh, he's caught Twist as well. Yep, well, we can put that one down to Searson.
Yeah, and I think right now Olaf and Karrigan are going to be quaking in their boots here. Just more heads to find. And,
go on.
Well, make it 1. Searson on for the ace right now. Give it to him.
Give it to him. I swear if you steal it, you got no excuse. Stop it. Stop it, you thieves.
Come on, Keto, mate.
Look, he's right there.
He's just feeling it. He's getting fired up now, and that is the start that is necessary here today. 2 names on the tip of my tongue. If they can perform to the top of their level, Tabson and Searson can I don't want to say single-handedly because there's two of them, but combined really make this a game. As the desk pointed out, 6 maps in a row now in the favor for FaZe. So they are confident that they are the better team than Big here, but it is a best of 1. And Mirage in the past for Big, remember that Na'Vi game we casted all so long ago? It was a Mirage map where Big got it done. I think now a bit more pep in their step, a bit looser. Maybe stay away from being too game plan heavy and try and go toe-to-toe with the individuals on FaZe right here and see how far you can take this one.
Looks like a B pop. Now, it's just early posturing, but take into consideration that CT setup. They're leaning heavy. A4 of the 5 within the vicinity of A.
Yeah, in the wrong place right now.
I wonder what their go sign will be. Is it going to be tabs and contact connector first? Now you can see the util's been juggled. Twist trying to keep him caged. Searson now. Oh, yeah, he's coming in short. And okay, Olof's dealt with the short threat. And he's repositioned just in the nick of time. Backup's on its way. Can he delay for the cavalry any further?
2 here already.
Would need a heady. And there's the backup gone. Twist taken down. He can't find another. And now things will peter out into a Big Clan second. Karrigan considering the save.
Yeah, I think the back pedal confirms it, and so does Rain as he rescinds up through the connector position, and Tabson's still lurking towards top mid, so they can't go too far with this one. That's a great conversion right there for Big. A little bit wobbly, but they make it work without too many qualms, and we'll read the scoreline of a 2-0. Now, this was the 3rd map of the series that they had just played the other day, but they didn't need to go that far, so we don't have too much recent history as far as Blast last week goes for the Big versus FaZe matchup. The CT side start. See if FaZe are going to be able to lock that down. They've scooped up the Galil, so that's quite tidy. And Rain will be gifted that. Gets to carry that one on through. And Rain was a force. He was an absolute force to be reckoned with at Blast. He was a monster. The Rain that we all know and love. Here's where Gade comes in and mops things up for the squad right here. 2 big kills. Olaf and Twist hitting the deck with the headshots. And if you aren't familiar, we'll keep doing it for a couple of events more. Next year, you're not going to get this out of me. But Gade, Danish in the team, but he speaks the Deutsch. And they've returned to their native tongue as opposed to speaking a bit of German and English when Zentaris was on the team. But here we go out the gates. The Galil forward and Rain does not convert. Dealt with by Tizian. Number advantage here as they should look to net up their 3rd round consecutively here, Big.
Twist. Woof. That is something. I mean, he'd need a whole lot more. He is being run down, and he's pre-aimed the jumping Searson. Twists. There's not surely any more to be written for him. No, Tizian confirms our suspicions, but the hello!
Absence real.
Oh, yeah, and Brokey's hitting Deegs. That was actually just a P250. The Deagle does betray him, and that's quite the shot out of Karrigan. FaZe nearly across the line. Incredibly competitive considering the buy.
Oof, and the import gets him across the line one more time. So that is the 3-0, but it's starting to get a bit sketchier here. Now the rifles will be purchased on up, and we'll get our first full gun round, round number 4. Orps out for Searson and Brokey respectively, so everybody with their weapon of choice. Utility where it needs to be as well.
Glad we got a nice display of Twist mechanics, though. Nice and early, just to display and remind everyone exactly what this player is capable of. 4M4 as Brokey is onto his signature weapon.
Nice moves there as well. Up and over. Warping on short, so that means we have an extra man on B right now. It is Twist and Rain, and they're playing a bit more of a retake spread towards this A. Sight nade on the face of Gade. They're down to 60 points of health, and bit of a slow default here from Big as they are lining up. Well, they were lining up some util. Plenty of smokes you can throw from there if you're Gade. You can get window, you can get connector, you can do it all. Lots of smokes you can throw towards the B site as well. And they just want to keep this bomb site honest. This is where Karrigan and Olaf reside. Keep the 2 of them on their toes, put them through their paces. So we do hit the 60-second mark, and well, Big, they have not overstepped the mark whatsoever, as thought Keto might be flirting with something there, but it really does smell like they just want to set up and do a late B hit, right? They've set the default, they've waited out the early CT utility. Tizian's going to throw out a little bit of an A fake on his own. They've left him some extra smokes to make this seem a little bit more threatening than it is, and then they'll apply pressure to Karrigan, Olive, and Brokey, that 3rd man on the B site any moment now. 35 seconds.
Interesting wall he's established with those 2 smokes.
They're not rotating. I think they know this is the fake, right? They haven't moved from B.
No one's moved a muscle. They've still got that 3-man setup, and here comes Big Clan walking into the Lion's Den. Perfect angles, a crossfire established, and it starts to whir into action. Brokey connects, on off 2. And yeah, Big Clan just completely evaporate. Nothing left of them.
Why can you drop nades, man? The fakes are going to be so powerful, man. You're going to be able to fake them, and they're not going to know, man. Oh, that wasn't
this game has changed forever.
That wasn't the most telegraphed to execute that you've ever seen in your entire life. Ask FaZe. I think they'll tell you what it was.
Ooh, Piggy.
Sometimes it slips out.
It does.
Sometimes
it means I enjoyed it, though. It's how you know I enjoyed it. But yeah, God, I remember all of the doomsayers.
Oh, look, it definitely does something. I'm being a bit of an knob there, but
no, I know, and also, you know, it's understandable to be critical and what's the other word? Hesitant to change to a game that's got such a balance and equilibrium. Exactly. I understand, but it clearly has. It hasn't really had those ramifications we feared.
Not in that regard. The CT side, Util, the way that they're using it, right? Just how heavy you can have on the CT side is mental. But those fakes that you just saw that they tried to throw out right there, right? They're landing delayed. Like, what are you expecting to happen here? Is they are going to mop up the mess?
I wonder if that correlates with the CT round increase we've seen. You know, enough time has passed for teams to have actually kind of redefined and refined their CT nade drops to the point where we are seeing, and throw in the M4A1 buff, you've got a recipe for a CT increase.
Yeah, we already saw, for example, Dust to Alexi B push that to the nth degree immediately, but then you see teams juggle it over for Inferno on the B site. You have so many extra sets of nades there, more HEs, more smokes, more Molotovs, denying that section of the map, making things a little bit more awkward. Think about overpass, you can leave your smokes at spawn, your A defender can keep that smoked off as well. But that was a pretty straightforward round. They're big humbled early here due to their unfortunate series of events on their anti-eco. But now the gun's back out and quick connector control for Tabson with the bomb on his back here. So might want to slow this one down. Teammates are catching up with him now.
Oh.
Hello.
Yeah,
hello.
And goodbye. Rain's gone. That might lull them in, but never mind. The entire FaZe squad has just fallen by the wayside. At least the bomb's loose. Olof would need them both, and he's got at least 2 of the 3. Brokey, no hope, and yeah, just as he does start to maneuver away from the A site, Keto's got his sights set on a potential flank. He doesn't have to do anything, though. They can just slowly get Searson into the site. You can see their hesitance.
Yeah, I think they're a bit worried about him being CT spawn here, right? Brokey, as the AWPer, ticket is a pretty common place for him to reside, but those footsteps are heard, and well, the same on the other side. Gade and Brokey both with audibles right there. Keto with the rotations cut off. Searson can scoop up that bomb, plant it wherever he desires, and okay. I thought they knew exactly what was going on there. Brokey making this maybe a little bit more interesting than it should be right now. There's kits under the balcony. You can see the glowing blue in the distance.
He seems to be aware that connector's a possibility. Okay, Brokey looking to come up clutch. Searson ramp kits available as you discussed. There's time and there's a rifle. There's even a smoke. Searson, oh, he hits the shot. There was a real chance there. Brokey warming into things. A 1v3 goes 1v1. Denied. Just. But that, I mean, we're talking about a save.
That shouldn't have been so interesting, especially as soon as they were able to identify. Gade heard Brokey running on the B-bomb site. That's exactly where he was. Then
Keto's death.
So that's a lot to take right there if you're big, and it shouldn't have been that way whatsoever. But lucky Searson has come to play today, and I think he knows that he is an individual who needs to step up for this team. And if you are Tabson, you would be frustrated with that because your teammates, they gave away 2 extra guns that they maybe didn't have to. Just noting NK behind them as the coach here. They've chopped and changed that position quite regularly. Since Toby's departure, Dude came in, Legia did a short stint, and now NK is there. And I was talking to the boys, Tizian and that of Searson, just the other day. Yesterday it was, probably about this time. And I was asking about the coach, and they said, yeah, NK, he kind of tells them as it is a bit more, right? He'll give them a kick up the bum if they need it. So interesting to see how that dynamic will shift with this pretty prep-heavy team in the future. Late mid util being lined on up. They don't need to get out the gate straight away. Big happy to take a bit of a pause and then the smokes fly.
All right, well, Brokey's got his nice little lineup. Keto will be forced to move, and the aggression from Short and Connector respectively. Olof gets an info dump. It's about to be very hectic. Now, Keto's caught. Twist's down, Searson mid 2, and Olaf has to address and help out the B site. A bad death for Karrigan, but Olaf, he's got the bomb. Oh, it doesn't fall out of the window. It's retrievable. Gate, though, might choose to commit. He has, and it's led to his demise.
Oh, this gets really hard now for the two big individuals.
Disaster. Tabson, 40 HP in a dream, a 1v3, and a recovered AWP.
There's no way he expects balcony.
Oh, he did see him. No, his teammates
he didn't.
not told him anything. Oh, Broky missing. What is going on? This is live, right? We're live. This is an official round, and there it goes. Okay, Fruity. But 3 for FaZe and a double AWP recovered. So dream scenario for them in terms of that, considering their finance. You can see Broky, 3K, Twist the same.
Curious with the double AWP, isn't it?
It's a gift, yeah.
They did that a lot on Dust too. This is the B stream update VP.
Oh, wow.
Paid by the round, taking on Ents with the stand-in, and wow, they're really milking this one for all it's worth.
Really good signs, though. Not only Maiden delivering.
It's Maiden's map, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ancient.
true. But it does look like VP paid by the round.
Well, they get it done.
And integrating
they get their bonus for the day.
Getting Flip more comfortable on that roster as well. So they've been in the lab, haven't they? So we get to kind of see how far that's developed. And just the fact that Ents have been as competitive as that.
Yeah, it really shouldn't when you don't have your in-game leader and someone as influential on the team as Snappy. But this is how this one kicked off. Olaf did an awful lot of work here. And the reason I thought this got awkward, right, this is before that kill came in, right? This is the miss. And because the bomb was dropped in apartments right there, right? And that's where it did become a little bit more of an issue. Just a bit of an FPS bug here again, guys. I'm sure you all experienced that one at home. Remember I told you if you were here earlier, it's log address _add1. A couple of other solutions you could do. Just rage quit the game.
Yeah, that works too.
That one works too.
I'm sad that in that shot you don't have Rain's mouse because I've never seen a mouse quite like Rain's.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, well...
Is it a transformer?
No, yeah, it's a proper transformer. Do you remember those really odd, like, kind of mousy ones which look like transformers?
Mousy? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
It's just a giant... It's more spherical than any mouse you'll ever see.
Okay. He's on the ball.
He's just like giant Viking hands on this kind of sphere.
I asked him when we were doing the interview, I said, Rainy, are you like a power lifter or something? He said, no, I can't get too big. I got to play Counter-Strike. Like, oh, okay.
Oh, right, yeah. We all have that problem.
Yeah,
honestly, I find myself saying that every morning.
Well, the thing is, I said, but you lift heavy, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Look like you could lift a bloody car, so...
Sometimes he has to carry 4 men.
Yeah, well, these performances on land, I guess, getting them on the shoulders, that's the IRL.
Let's go, Tizian, equipped with the hero.
Curious looking little purchase here.
Yeah, Kevlar behind it.
Yeah, and Big normally make funky economical decisions, but this one right here seems a little bit more in line, well, I wanted to say with the meta, but not really. It's 1900 into the next, so I think they've wanted to go for a half buy and ended up a couple of players going all in. So
has to be a plan.
It has to be a couple of kills at least. This is odd, but Big still do retain the lead. Let's see if they can push the issue further here. Passive mid-hold, Twist patrolling window, Brokey very forward towards that A ramp. So the push up through connector is going to get dicey here. Spotted, Gade, low. And
oh no. Oh, there's a panic stations. Tizian does at least find the first. Now, short could be open, could be an avenue, and you can see them maneuvering into window room. What a deagle out of Tabson! A pair, no less. Just the $700 pistol, and he's given Big a leg up in this round. He's looking for more. Tabson starting to farm. And Twist, yeah, he was one of the first to take contact. He's the last to scarper away with his tail between his legs. We'll have to see that again. Tabson has just turned a round that was supposed to be an easy FaZe round on its head.
Bang, bang. That was huge from Tabson here, and they're going to need more of that. The individual performances, the kill comes in, Twist hits the deck. That's what they need, right? Think about the rounds that we put on the board so far for Big. Gade saved them in 2 of the anti-eco rounds, right, where he had a couple of Galil kills. You had Searson on the pistol round with 4 frags of his own, and now Tabson just absolutely wrecking house. Twist, yeah, you think, okay, they're handling this, not a problem. And then just bang, bang, those deagles.
Yeah, we're sensational.
They were sensational. You're going to have to take our word for that.
You're going to have
to
believe us. I miss you, Max.
And we would never lie. Or would we? As now, well, shoe, other foot situation for FaZe now. They're going to force in with deagles of their own. Let's see how much traction they can get done.
FaZe and Deagles. Notorious. Clear the gap held on B. Searson has the bomb close to him and his remit. So it does imply that there's going to be a bit of a fakey maneuver here, given the presence both mid and in A.
Yeah.
Oh, actually changing their mind. Okay, interesting. So Gade is going to try and sell this. A flash and a couple of steps. It's not heavy.
Look at this from Rain, though. He's gone walkabout.
Yeah, but he might get false info here if he thinks it's clear. He starts to mantle. The timing's not on his side today.
They were holding on to their smokes for some time. They've actually been lobbed on out, so it's not going to be as potent as I thought, but the timing here for Keito works against him. Still converts the kill onto the Olaf Meister. And Tabson onto Carrigan here. So just 2 more to find, and Big have already got 6 rounds if this continues to go the way it is. And that is actually fantastic work to have 6 rounds here.
Ooh, nice shot.
And it is just one man of Brokey to find. Over towards window, bomb going to get planted. Relatively susceptible, and Brokey's not afraid of the Deagle either. One and done, and he's going to dodge on out of town. Where's he headed? What's he looking for? Is he going to try and grab some more exit kills? Now, understandably so here. Taking a look at the economy for Big, it hasn't had a chance to blossom just yet. So more damage he can do. Any more kills would be great, because this was a force ban. Even holding on to the Deagle means that going into the next round, the player, they're going to have something to their name. One player just around the corner. That will be Gade. Will he overstep the mark right here? I'm sure Brokey would love this. AK steps in, spotted. Warning shots aside. And that is that. Brokey gets the kill, but Tizian gets the trade. 6 rounds, Alex. This is really good stuff right now.
Yeah.
This is really good.
I mean, don't forget, Big have taken quite the heavy scalps on this map in particular. I have Na'Vi at the tip of my tongue. I'm sure there's more on that list where they can really catch many teams off guard. I'm sure this is going to get Carrigan's brow furrowed as they once again observe easy dismantling of FaZe's investment. So 6, comfortable. Eco makes it 7. Yeah, that's practically on 1T side already. And yeah, Searson starts off as he means to go on. Just shy of his second. He's not going to be greedy enough to chase any more. Ambitious to take some space. Twist using his body as the only form of utility he's going to get, or info. Oh, Carrigan screaming, loudly charging his Tizian, and Mac 10 clear. $600, and yeah, denied by Brokey. He'd have needed another spectacular double dink, but oh, that's a nice demonstration from Twist. Any more from this? Wow, what?
Hello.
How are you anywhere close to being threatening with only the USP? 3 frags out of their best aimers there.
Hasn't felt easy for Big, right? But
No.
they do sit at 7 rounds. This is already a phenomenal half. And you heard Kassad say that only 1 out of the last 6 maps that they have played against each other in those 3 best-of-3s was a double-digit game. That was a 16-11 loss. That's as close as they've gotten. So the fact that they've managed to muster 7 rounds out of the first 10, and they can continue to do more damage here, especially if they convert this gun round right now. Loss bonus for FaZe only sitting at the 2,900 mark going into the next round of play. So if they lose a bomb site early here, if Tabson wants to call something a bit quick, right? Maybe we look at like a fast B pounce, or we go into an A execute and they lose the early trades, they lose the bomb site, then FaZe are really going to have to be considering a save scenario here, because they're not going to have enough money to reinvest in the next round. And what is looking like a 7-3 half now could become a nightmare. A 10-5 in favor of Big becomes more and more likely, and they are looking to keep this quick. Mac 10 in the hands of Gade, leading the pack. It looks like they're just going to run on towards this site, and Carrigan's the lone defender.
Yeah, it's not ideal at all. He's only got a smoke. He's going to drop it here to delay and deny.
Brokey's in time.
Just in time. Catches Gade. Wallbangs humble Carrigan. He's alive, though. For a second longer, Tabson straight through the smoke, dealt with, and Searson's ready for all of this. Is only getting better for Big.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be the save. What can you do? You don't get enough money in the next round. It's the CT side. Things cost more. The 2,900 ain't going to cut the mustard here, but if they can hold on to these 2 M4s in the AWP, both Rain and Twist could drop M4s into the next. So need to be very careful with their lives here.
Yeah, safe in their setup. If Keito was to go hunting, he's got an AWP and a Rain to clear.
Yeah, this is all right. It means that Rain can also cover off towards that vent if they were to jump into the window. But Big have no reason to chase right now. It would be great to completely wipe out the economy, sure. But you're in the driver's seat right now. You are laughing your way to the bank. This is looking great for Big. And you know, one of the things here, hey guys, we've played really structured, we've tried to do our prep, we've played against these guys time after time, and we just can't win. How about we just try and be a little bit more individualistic, or we have a bit more pep in our step, or we just focus on our game for once? Because I think like prep heavy is fine, right? Especially in the upper echelons of Counter-Strike, the top tier, when you have the Gambits versus the Navis that come down to the tiniest of details. But when you have a team like Big, their biggest problem always feels like they're lacking firepower. Well, how are you going to get the firepower going? Let the players play their own game.
Yeah.
Window smoke missed here. Could be a problem.
Broky's going to be completely activated. Can he punish? There will be a run boost, I suspect, and he's just fallen off as they concede mid. A CT smoke to peek and play around. Tabson under the window, and actually Twist is in a bit of a tight spot. He can't quite see Zearson over the smoke. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Oh, so many players just on the edge of this grave, and now it's gone. Twists activated, takes down Keto. Zearson, the next victim. This is more like it from FaZe Clan. Great shooting out of Twist. And yeah, Brokey doesn't seem to miss these Apps players. Again, Gade down, and Brokey will make it 4. A pair of frags from him. Twists, Olof and Brokey all in sync with the double digits. 11 apiece for them. But Big Clan with a 1/2. And what is left for them to throw at them?
Probably 2 more buys, right?
Okay.
Or let's go 1.5, right? We'll go 1.5.
Oh, there's only 2 more rounds of play. So.
Yeah, so this is the thing. If they can secure another plant, then they're definitely going to be finding themselves in a neat position here. But Big, yeah, they can still really hurt FaZe here. Twist aggressive again towards middle. Oops. Big headshots from the Magician himself here. Rain close towards A, and well, that appears to be where the Big are turning their attention. Brokey's rotated that up over towards Ticket, so their pieces are in the right place for this, but it's looking a bit poppy out of apartments here. You can see the bomb on the back, and here they go.
Ooh,
there they go.
Still going, Twists. Fells the first and the second. He's heating up. Rain still contributing presence and pressure from Tabson towards the bench position. Brokey's on a timer here. Oh, and a gap in the smoke nearly leads to his demise, but tracks him straight through. Great shot. Brokey and Twists have decided FaZe are going to have an 8-7
Yeah, well, here comes that half of the buy I was talking about here. You've got Tabson at 4-6, Zearson exactly the same, Tizian with 3-8, and Keto and Gate. Unfortunately, they're below the 3K mark. For Keto, it's actually closer to 2. And a timeout called, and you know, I don't hate this because this right now is the difference between a 10-5 or the 8-7, as you've just laid on out there for all the German fans around the world. And Yanko was talking about it, saying these guys are the definition of a gatekeeper team. I think Matthew Maniac was saying the same thing over on the broadcast when we were doing Blast. Right, if you're not able to take it to these top-tier teams, which is what you were dealing with at Blast, it's what you're dealing with the FaZe Clan right here, then, you know, you are just holding the door, right? You're the bouncer. Can you come in? Well, if you can beat us, yeah, definitely so. Now, this is one of those rounds where Big are actually playing conservative, where I wouldn't have mind seeing them go for a little bit more of a bite, a little bit more of a fight, but maybe Tabson thinks that he can replicate some of that Deagle action from earlier.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to trifle with their mid-hold, that's for sure. Twins and Brokey definitely onto some heaters, and I'm not sure whether or not this Tabson utility's done anything in particular. I didn't catch where it went.
No, I think he threw it towards middle.
Okay, just a little window smoke or something?
Yeah, so realistically, it didn't get them a whole lot. It's got the feet moving. That's something. That's definitely something here. A is open for business right now.
Yeah, wide open, and Twist is so paranoid about the potential underpass slip, he's not even going to address the CT cross.
CT spawn.
Yeah, he is.
Surely they're aware of this. He's even picked up the AK-47 here. You have to be aware, right?
Yeah.
Is Keto going to flank B?
This is peculiar.
They have to know that this was a possibility. Nobody was looking at A.
Oh, they might assume that.
It's a free kill.
Oh, perfect. Tizian sells them on it. They see a Deagle advance. They want to rotate through CT. Keto's established. Twist is going to have to bail him out of trouble here.
They can't win another one. Carrigan's rotated away. B-bomb site's open for Gade and Sirison right now.
Oh, Lord. Look at Carrigan. He's got to try and do everything. Keto, a third frag. What a player. Dead now. Bomb to be planted. They've got the info.
Hard round to win still.
Yeah, especially with Olof so early here. He should be able to catch this retreating Tizian Sirson as he has. But Gade Just a P250.
There's an AK here to pick up. It's Carrigan's body. He can get himself this AK right now. So at least he has a rifle to work with.
Not easy. Not impossible. Gade needs a quick first. It has to be efficient. And they've actually managed to smoke him off. So problematic. Stampeding around. Very light on time here. If he could just deny the defuse, it gets awkward. And he's timed it so well. They're looking the wrong way. They're looking towards Apps. He's going to deny him. The spray. Oh, shy. Just a little bit to the left. And that's a 6th now for FaZe. Just as easy as that.
Oh, Keto.
Easy, I say. What am I saying? What am I saying?
Yeah, no, yeah, it was easy, right?
Yeah.
It's nice and easy, nice and easy. Not any dramas whatsoever. Keto made a round out of that again. So we've had Tabson with the banger deagle round. Keto doing his best impression right here. This was the kill that I thought would signify the round because if you are big at that point, you know Carrigan is the B defender. Olaf was still alive, so he could have been patrolling from short, but it should have been enough to get them on in, which it was. But a plant's not enough, and underway we go. Straight out mid, 2 kills for FaZe, and wow, they're looking like they want to be inseparable at the half.
Yeah, I think Carrigan might have just said, Twists, Brokey, go kill. 4 for Rain, 3 for Carrigan, and every round where Twists and Brokey seem to be able to pair up and dismantle the Big Clan boys. The hunt from Brokey's been punished. Now, this was a 3v5, still the man advantage. Last round of our first half, and window smoked enables some room. Oh, I say that. Look at Olaf and Twist set up. Hard to break. Twist distracted. Timing's great. Rain, only the one. And Olaf with an AWP on his back, looking to retreat. They're going A. It's not open. Molly not going to obscure vision, but Keto's bullets will between the eyes. Carrigan dies. Long old rotate for Olaf Meister.
I know where he was.
Molotoved out. Speedy through. Confirms that there's probably still Keto lingering close. He's going to have to hit the no-scope. And not going to happen. 9-6 on the half. Nice recovery. Big Clan, though. All of their individuals firing on all cylinders. And FaZe Clan looking a little meek. 6 coming into the T side. We'll take a break and see if Big can find the 7 they need to head to the upper bracket best of 3.
Yeah, it's making it a lot easier. Jumbo's really trying to learn German, but unfortunately it didn't work. It's also a really hard language, so we don't have any bad things on him or something. It's much better for us also outside of the game.
In a hyped-up German squad, of course, with the Danish twist. Gade has joined their ranks, and Big are looking to make a splash here in their last event of the year. Big Clan, Berlin International Gaming, Tabson's Deegs, giving them a little extra juice, and of course, Brokey and Twists are firmly awake. It's just a question of the rest. Where's Carrigan? Olof, where are you at? Rain as well, absent. Olof has been delivering, 13 on par with Brokey, but it is Carrigan and Rain yet to really show their face in the server. The Pistols, though, and you can see they're giving a confidence booster to Rain. Armored, Pete, 250, and he's just shy every click. Keto will run him down, and now a man advantage for Big early.
Well, to race towards B right now, the site is open. Gade rotating in, will be smoked off.
Lovely smoke.
Yeah, has to respect that here. So the bomb should be going down, and the retake can begin, but keep in mind no kit.
Why use 2 when you can use 1? That smoke is really effective, especially for the Pistol.
They're not going to be able to come through market here, right? Sirison will have to go late. It is going to have to be the flank. Tabson and Keto to come through the B apartments gate, and Tizian to come up short. Bomb probably about 10 seconds through right now. Need to get a wriggle on.
Really running out of time. They're coming in apps now. Carrigan has to address it. Long range on the Glock. And not much time on the clock. Keto, good clicks. Need another out of Olof. He's just hitting everything here. Delivering in buckets and spades, and with the 2 of them, they get all 5. It's Brokey and Olof, but Olof's Glock working like a USP.
Dare I say that was an important pistol round, as now this actually gives FaZe an opportunity to net things up quite quickly here. Curious buy from Big coming out. They've actually dropped an M4 across to Tabson here, so we will see an M4 in the big man's hands. Scout for Sirison, an MP9 for Tizian, and Deagle with a snapping turtle for the other 2. It's 4 rifles and a MAC-10, and this round right here is the difference between... Oh, that's a tag.
Yeah, this could be the start of the end. They've got aggression in Palace as well. Let's see how this shapes up. Tizian contact dealt with, and now just flooding into Tabson's spray. A smoke onto Palace. He can take and isolate some fights. Fortunately, Twists ahead of the pack, albeit for a second. Now he's dropped. Brokey has to save the day here, and he's not quite handled business. Carrigan does eventually resolve things, but that force buy from Big comes down to the one-on-one.
Yeah, and this right now is the situation we talk about a lot here. If you're on the T side and you had just had the same scenario, you might consider buying again, but on the CT side, you never, I would say maybe 1 in 100, you would ever see the CTs like double down and go for the force again in this situation, and it did start pretty juicy for Big. The tag was good. The 2 kills from Tabson were there. We get a little bit hungry for a bit much more. And now FaZe do have that opportunity to net things up 9-9. Taking the fight, biffing mid. Carrigan with a lot of early space here, and Keto coming to greet them. This time round, not going to get anything done on the pistols, and turning their attention to Sirison and Gade right now. If they clear their corners, they should be all good in the hood, but if won't. And it's all fine anyway. 1 man left, Tizian over towards the connector position. And there you have it, 9-9.
That's what Big Clan are saying too.
Probably a bit of off gets.
Younger. Looking content. Looking chill.
Just another day at the office, really, doesn't it? We got Bat Carrigan and Robin, obviously overseeing business here. The 2 brains of the operation. Got Carrigan's face as, the face of the CSGO Reddit right now, which I thought was quite nice.
Yeah, I think that actually really put a smile on his face too.
He did enjoy that.
Yo, this is quick. This is so quick. Oh, God, they're going to be suppressed here. Tizian trying to impress. Oh, but the bodies drop. Even trades. Look at the chaos. The pure pandemonium. Brokey. He got tagged down to 6. It may be Carrigan trying to get answers, but Keto's been pretty stubborn here and effective as well. Sirison, Delta, pretty handed, or rather well-handled 1v2. He can go anywhere he wants with this, and he's already confirmed that there's no one home.
Yeah, now this is where he has to ask himself a couple of questions. He hasn't seen anything over towards A. That smoke will land, and as he continues to search, he can either rotate all the way over towards B bomb site and try and get ahead of them, or maybe window.
Yeah,
maybe window here.
He's going to hear him. Oh. It's like we're watching a firework display. Ooh.
And... Well, There was a chance.
Yeah, very much.
But here's the thing, you know, holding on to this AWP, got a bit of utility with it. It'll give them something to work with in the next round to play, while the rest of his teammates will most likely just invest in some upgraded pistolas. But we'll call this one 10. The first to reach double digits are the international squad that can.
Did you catch the 1x bet odds coming into this game?
I didn't.
No, nor I. I would imagine FaZe had a distinct advantage, though, in terms of favour. Searson saving up that AWP. Nice recovery in the end. I mean, that was one of the quickest rounds you're going to see on Mirage. You had 4 people just charging on in. Right out of the gates, up ramp, smile on the face of the magnificent Russell Van Dolken.
Well, now he's enjoying Europe.
Must be good fun.
Because he's just here all the time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's... Never mind.
Yeah. He's hanging out. He's playing Counter-Strike, doing the thing he loves, so...
Yeah, and you know... Yeah. He's not American, so...
Is that something he's got going for him?
Yeah.
Is that a jab at Jason?
Not
Trace?
Not so much Jason. Just
all right, well...
as a whole, the dystopian world.
Look at the pace. Look at the pace on these lads.
Yo.
They ain't stopping for nobody.
Could go wrong, that Chad. With pace like this, comms get hectic, and when there's 4 CTs already here, and flashes are being thrown willy-nilly, smokes are being pushed, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
This is where they thrive. This is like the home turf for FaZe. Don't worry about Keto. He's dealt with 2, and it's just, again, one man limping.
Okay, now, you're smarter than me.
I don't agree.
You've done 2 of those, right?
Yep.
You're not calling another ambitious charger Rue, are you?
Why not? You've gone A, you've gone B. Have you heard this fun one? Go A and then go B.
Ah, the Alexi B.
Yeah, so they could pull out one of those classics. They could go for something super mid-heavy, right? Right now, you've shown that you are very accessible early, either straight up A or straight into the B side. So as silly as this sounds, it's not process of elimination, right? But what you could do is you could feign early A presence with Utilova, allow a couple of players to come slink under the underpass, maybe go for a bit of mid-aggression, try and do a bit more of a split. When you play pacey Counter-Strike like this, it's my favorite type of Counter-Strike, but it gives you options because now that is being built on the other side. Oh, well, they've done this and they've done this. What comes next, right? And for Carrigan, he gets to play with this now. He's establishing himself a bit of a base.
Yeah,
right?
this is the chess game. This is why in-game leaders, have so much fun. And I'm sure you can attest to that. When things are going in your favor and you truly feel like you're reading the leader on the other side of things, yeah, it looks like we're getting FPS. So we're just going to call this one quits, reset, and we'll be getting straight back into the fray once everyone's got their log address sorted.
Yeah, it shouldn't... Well, I've mentioned it a bunch of times now. We don't need to mention it again. It should solve itself very quick, and it looks like it has. Teams are saying, ready?
Carrigan's typed his call. We saw him furiously typing out the call.
All right, well, have a little bit of a look right here. The buy is looking tidy for big. Searson back with the AWP, so they've also got one in the hands of Keto. This will allow them to be a bit more flexible in their CT side defense. Tizian has got the only kit in play, so a defuse possible with the 5 seconds. A bit of a flub jump there from Keto. That'll change plans, but Searson quick as you like. Snaps on down. Brokey's AWP as well, trained on in. This is more of a default right now.
Okay.
It is very quick today.
Yeah, he's putting on a display. And FaZe just sent straight to the Shadow Realm. Brokey and Carrigan going to have to do what they can, but they got a full blue wall established now.
Yeah, they have to cross Keto's AWP, which is currently in market, and then if they do, Gade is going to be able to pick up the pieces here. Oh, they smoked him off.
That's a lovely smoke. It pops quick. Gade now under the thumb.
He's heard the jump out as well.
Oh, now if he gets Gade as well, great screen. Nasty demise. And now 10. All right, keeping it level. And that's good signs for the competitive Counter-Strike we've been witnessing in that first half.
Yeah, so the back and forth nature of this is important. That's the first CT-sided round right now coming in for big. A consecutive one almost compulsory right now. And if you're interested, we do have a B-Stream game going on. We have Godsent, one of the teams that qualified through the conference just the other day, able to make their way into Pro League. You could see what it meant to Taco in that post-game interview. Quite emotional about the state of affairs with that one right there. They're taking on Heroic. So Godsent versus Heroic on the B stream. Out of B to the end of the URL.
The Earl? Do people call it that? I bet it's Trace word.
On the
triple W.
Yeah. Surfing the web.
Yeah, next he's going to call it the World Wide Web.
So they want to turn their attention. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That is going to sting a lot because they are continuing this crawl towards A. That smoke to hold them at bay. And a bit of a step might have been noted just there. No real eyes on mid right now. You want to look at Keto, who's...
Look at the mix-up as well. Searson just banged them out on A. And now he's responsible for the B apartment. So this could catch FaZe off guard if they do start to congregate. You're just trying to fake it out a little bit. Maybe a commit from Twists. What an aggressive move. Twitizian, on the hearing of that flash, chooses to advance. He goes one-on-one. Searson gets info safely and enables his team to react accordingly. I think he might have even spotted the bomb, a boosted player. Searson's fragging up a storm, and that is beautiful. What a setup.
It's not often you get to stay in that position for as long as what Keto just did, and that lack of mid-pressure there from FaZe, it all falls apart, and we will tie this one up 11-11. I know there's 30 seconds left, but I'm sure Brokey has other plans than going and dying. Holding on to the big green. His #1 priority right now.
Well, everyone's got about 19 seconds to think of what they want to wish for. Think about it.
Well, I can't tell you.
No. And also, yeah, if you...
And all I want for Christmas. Oh, he can kill him after time. Yeah. He's going to kill him after Tabson, you smart.
You got a bit scared when he moved.
Yeah. You didn't, yeah.
It was only 2 seconds. You could have seen a little bit more. You know, you see that now, you know, you learn something about Tabson's character now. You know he
takes no risks.
He takes no risks.
No risks.
He's risk averse.
Yep. Well, he could have used the invisibility cloak perk.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Or he could have just quickly dashed away.
Yep.
Damn it.
Yep.
Oh, well.
Do you think he's a Jet player?
No.
I feel like he's more like a Killjoy.
No, you know Tabson would just be a Rainer. You know?
Oh, you're right, yeah. Okay, well, mid-aggression coming out here against the Economical.
Carrigan, not going to have fun with this as he puts one between the legs.
Stifled here early, and Keto's having a game of things.
It's been a while since we saw that top mid stifle util set. The smoke and the molly combined completely denies.
Yeah, trying to bring it back in. I think Astralis were rocking it the other day. Now, 20 kills apiece. Well, 20-plus kills apiece for 3 players. That is Brokey, Twist, and Olaf. And Keto on the other side of things is the only one with 20 on the big side of things. Flashed off. Tabson blinded. This is Keto. Chance to farm a couple more. Carrigan?
Yeah, he's good for 1.
That's a save and a half right there. Thank you very much, he says, as Brokey grabs another. This one's starting to get a little bit interesting.
I'm not saying there even is a universe.
Well, there is. We live in it.
No. Batman. I mean, right now, if he was to just hold walk and go all the way to B...
Yep.
Gade
pretend he's your puppet.
He's
your little puppet right now. What do you want him to do?
I want him to not stop holding W.
Not let go of W, but what about shift?
He can let go of shift if he sees nothing in apartments.
Okay.
Like, Gade just addressed it.
Yeah.
Good read. I mean, he's switched on. He knows what's up.
He needs a kill here.
He does. I think they may have a little bit of a whiff as to where he's lingering on Brokey. Side of the head. Gade strikes, and this one just peters out. So, Big Clan, 12. They take the lead and are starting to feel rejuvenated. This has been a very competitive game throughout. Individuals from FaZe have been spotty. Twists and Brokey really awoke towards the tail end of that first half, and now it's a question of who will fill that void now. Tabson certainly looking set for it. See a third denied by Brokey. But yeah, round was secured. Gade just having enough of a sixth sense. You see how passive he was playing most of that, just sitting watching the window boost until the timer in his head dictated they could be walking apps.
It's a boring job, but someone's got to do it. Now, do we see a bit more pace out of FaZe again? Since they've gone back into more default spreads, they've been up struggle street as Brokey ahead of the molly. Drops a deep nade.
Ooh, that's a lot of info. And now, yeah, just going to have to bide his time. Orp heard in the B apartments, and actually a 3-man stack as it currently stands.
Tizian could actually get a little bit aggressive here over towards A ramp, right? You can see that he is pushed up. And when I say a little bit aggressive, I mean looking for information actively here. Because normally on a default round, you have one player on the B extremity as Range just run into things right there. I think they were expecting something else. FaZe now starting to flounder a bit here. Tradability, an all-time low in a lot of these fights. what now? This A-ramp control is taken, even though Twist is up over towards the Palace position. The bomb coming back through T-Spawn. 50 seconds left on the clock right now, and they're kind of sandwiched. tabseN in the perfect position here to punish Olaf up connector.
This off angle is just, it's one to make you punch your screen. This is going to be a screen puncher for Karrigan. Unless, Tizian. Oh, he's just baited him in though. And a tag. Somehow, Brokey through the wall, baits out another. This duel is brilliant. Twist finishes the job, and another headshot. Now we're talking. FaZe for a recovery, a perfect angle. Brokey somehow has been given a dud AWP. Another tag finishes it with the flame. Only Gade. He's closed one of these. Can he do it again? Brokey denies. What a round. Out of the Latvian, you can see 25 frags. 25 from Brokey. He is the silent killer. And that was the namesake attributed to Rain by Parla, but really, Brokey, man of few words, but many frags.
Yeah, this is good stuff, and they needed that. That's necessary right there, and it's not enough to break Big yet, who have called yet another timeout here. Sirius can get an AWP, Tizian can buy tabseN the same. Gade's looking good, but Keto, he's going to be in a bit of a rough patch here, but things aren't... Wow. Sunshine and rainbows over there for FaZe either. It's going to be a Mac 10 for Karrigan. Rain might even have to consider something of similar sorts here. A Galil would work too. But both teams' economy is teetering right now, and that's why this timeout is called. It looks so good for Big, right up close and personal, and then Twist happened. It's the Twist-Brokey combination here, the 1-2 punch that keeps on giving.
The ball's on Brokey as well to stay stood, exposed on that default box, just hoping to have that momentary advantage from Gade's crosshair placement. And yeah, that's just faith in your own ability.
Oh, lucky they've spread the cash here. Keto has been dropped an M4, so the buy is looking better on the Big side of things. But this right now is a turning point in the game.
We've seen this setup, Chad. One of the many components that did really disrupt Na'Vi. Can this really work again? syrsoN to peek on the flash. He hasn't been given that sound cue, though.
Oh, the scopes.
And now Olaf knows. Still, strafes out dry. And that's syrsoN every day of the week. Is he really just allowed to escape? Yeah, perhaps not. Just on the precipice of that sound cue to be given. I love this angle. I bet Gade's not ready for that.
Oh, the timing. Look at that. It could have been something different. And now that should almost be it. A 5-on-3. Counter-Strike's worst friend, timing.
Honestly, timing. Just get out of the bloody house.
Yeah, you're not happy with that one right here. And now what do you do if you're FaZe? Can you have another blockbuster round from Brokey and Twists? Can they do it again?
There's a wild, yeah, because look at this. Gade off angle aggressively. Stands his ground and repels the invaders. Rain, yeah, one is great. Need a whole lot more.
Look where syrsoN is again, though. Same place, 2 rounds back-to-back here. I don't know. Does he?
I mean, like that flash implied he was expecting someone ramp.
Okay, well.
I wonder if Brokey's going to avoid T-spawn. Okay, so really, really fruity round now. Strap in, folks.
What is Rain meant to do here? Yeah, he is having a look, but while he does that, tabseN creeps in ticket. Brokey has found the path of least resistance up through connector here.
Oh, Parallel. Oh, syrsoN's dead. And now this round gets really interesting. 10 seconds. Brokey hits the must hit.
He's feeling it right now. They're turning it on its head. This is a 2-on-5.
2-on-5 becomes competitive. Gade needed that, and they're doing it, Chad. They really are. It's Brokey, though. Rain with a pair of frags as well. Keto picks up the kit, needs to pick up the double, but Brokey's in a whole different flow state right now. I don't fancy your chances here, Keto. Half gone. Spots him out. Brokey found.
Not planning for him.
And Rain just about saves the day. A triple for the Norwegian when he needed it most. Only got 10 frags, but those 3 could be make or break.
I just said that was a pivot round in the game. That right there is one of the most influential points. Tied up at 12-12. Now money in the bin for Big. How do they let that one slip?
Like, that really is something else.
How do they let that one slip?
I don't even know.
Believe it.
Where do we point the blame? I mean,
I don't know. Like, the opening kill that Rain gets, not his fault. The second kill that Rain gets onto syrsoN as well, it's not like he's overstepping the mark right there. I want to, you want to say, oh, maybe tabseN shouldn't have swung on that. But at the same time, if tabseN gets the kill and the bomb drops, there's not enough time to plant. And then at that point, it becomes a 2-on-2 situation. And that is a nightmare.
And the swing from CT, Brokey had to hit a ridiculous shot. It was 10.
Wasn't easy.
It was 10 seconds left, Chad. You think, you know, in terms of timing, in terms of disrupting them, that's probably about the time the bomb's going to be getting planted.
Yeah, look, that is the one risk that we're not. There's no point. There's no point. We don't need to live there. Let's live now.
Okay,
That's where Big need to live. It's a half buy. Well, it's not a half buy. It's a light upgrade.
We talk about pictures 1,000 words. Gade's frustrations just at the end of that round is it's testament to how all of Big are going to be feeling after that one. I mean, you've had a lead.
Oh, this is the thing. They were looking so good. That first half was great.
It was.
Had some scorches.
It's at 9-6.
Individuals, individuals looking good. The taps and dig around the Sirius and pissed around. Sirius had some shots with the AWP, and now it starts to feel hopeless. Because 14, with the bomb going down, the 40-second starting, they're pushing in, they're quick on this, but the bodyguards, they're big, they're beefy, and they're keeping FaZe safe.
NT in the chat for Tabson's USP. We are off to the races. FaZe Clan sees an extended lead. 27 rounds and counting. We're heading into that 27th now.
Yeah, you're going to be looking at the loss bonus playing in Big's favor here, but the rounds definitely not. Important round ahead here. Lots of decisions have to be made. If sites are lost, saves are in question. Fighting against 15. What could the difference be, Big? You had yourself a bloody 5-on-2. You had a 5-on-2.
And in a best of one, Chad, I mean, that is...
You can't let those slip.
It's game defining.
Well, they took a pick towards A. They didn't see a whole lot. Lobbing out a bit of util here because we have seen that ramp progression consistently out of Big. This time round, they are holding a bit further back in the same for FaZe. Top mid with 3. Olaf having a little bit of a saunter around mid on his lonesome here. They're dangling him on the end of the rod. Will anybody bite? Keto and Vent Room very passive here, and that'll be the first player they have to cross.
Keto should have at least one here. Turns the flash on the repeat. Twists is established like a turret. Knocks the head off of the 1-AWP. There's 3 on the A site. If they just poke and prod a little on B, this is 15.
Habson's starting to think he has to float back now because think about how susceptible Window is, right? Even if they just boost in, they could disrupt this.
You're asking so much of Searson.
But he's playing retake. You can see where he's playing from, right? As Rain creeps on up Catwalk with Brokey behind him, Searson has to be more aggressive.
Well, you take that every day of the week. Rain caught on a clear. Looking the wrong way. Carrigan will greet him with a bullet.
It has to be a save call.
It does.
Big, even if they were to go for this, right? It's such an unwinnable round now that they've given up the site. Olaf, also the linchpin of all of this in connector. If they were to try and rotate back through jungle, try and go connector to shore, at least one of them is dead to rights here. And they have to go for this save. With the max loss bonus in play, they can drop rifles, they can be competitive right now, but FaZe have seized the game. And it all came down to that one round that should have been theirs.
Yeah. I mean,
this one is going to sting.
And it really felt like all of the Counter-Strike tropes that Tizian was regurgitating was coming true. You know, they were playing their own game. Their individuals were connecting. And they were, quote-unquote, doing what they do in practice. I guess they don't lose 2v5s in practice.
Oh, that's such a horrible round to lose because it's just... It kills the mood in the camp.
Yeah, it does.
And it's hard to stay out of your own head. I know you think, oh, round at a time. But this is a team that you are currently 3 best-of-3s in a row lost with one of those 6 maps. You haven't won a map. One of the 6 was double digits. This time, you were in the driver's seat.
9-6 half coming into CT Mirage. Oh, yeah. Bleak.
It just hurts.
It does. I mean, you know, this is what that question of, like, how many times can you take a beating before your mental's just out the window?
Okay. Well,
shake it off. Someone quickly tab out, get Taylor Swift on. Big Clan really do need to shake it off. They are in dire need of a round, or FaZe will just run away with this finish and flourish. Nice from Searson. Pair of frags out of nowhere. Olaf, they know where you are. Dinked as well through the board. He's lucky to still be in it. And the nade could finish it. Bang! And the dirt is gone. Barry Scott here.
2v5.
No, Birchill.
It's Carrigan and Brokey. Saracen's still in window right now, and he's spotted there. The barrel. Wild shots there. Molly. Not going to get a lot done. Great little smoke response. And Carrigan hits a banger.
Get turned on.
Okay. Well, Brokey.
No.
Brokey.
He's so loud about it. He got so much time as well, so I guess they'll just hit... Pause, Brokey's caught, and Searson will just rack up another. At least one for Carrigan, but with 18 HP, he's trying to do a lot with this. The AWP certainly better suited to his health, but that will do nicely. Big Clan given something by their star AWPer on the rifle.
Oh, they didn't get the AWP for Searson there.
Where was it?
It was in connector, right? That's where
Brokey, yeah.
They didn't get there. It looked like he was so close coming off of Cat to pick that one up. I was just keeping my focus on that. Oh boy, okay, well, you can see that's where it landed. Now, Tizian has actually done a solid for Searson right now and given the AWP over. And they're going to drop util, so they can make this one look relatively respectable. Searson will get Kevlar with the AWP, all good there. But okay, now we're in a very interesting point of this game. If Big can secure this round, for the final round of play, add whatever money FaZe have right now, plus 1,900. If they get a plant, whack another 800 on there. If they get a couple of kills, 300 a pop. But right here, it could be bare bones, and overtime is brewing. You can almost smell it at this point. Can Big take us there?
Yeah, light on for sure, and already some smokes leaving the hands of FaZe. Window smoked off, and mid-presence taken very quickly, very, very quickly. Rain tucked in Delpan. Searson has full info on B. They have gone for an early B stack. You can see that's currently shaken off now as Tizian maneuvers back to render aid to A. Oh. Second smoke into the window. Buys more time for them to progress.
Slow and steady. They say it wins the race here, but the defaults haven't gone great for FaZe so far, especially as far as opening kills go. Warning nade, pipes on through and fortifying the site. Tizian will cross to help Quito out now. Rock solid A defense here is going to be hard to break, especially with all this A ramp information. But if they think it's clear, if they think it's going to be a bit more of a B split, that's bad info. Carrigan very noisy through the underpass right now. Will keep Gate and Searson's feet planted over towards B. 50 seconds left, and all that molly's great.
It is perfect. It's absolutely spot on, and poor Olof, or Twist rather, has been tagged on low. The wall bang is the finishing blow. That was Rain. That was the full health member. Just a double dink straight out of Tabson's M4.
They're taking space.
Yeah, a lot of it. Quito, though, looking to lock the door. There's no way Olof's ready for it this soon.
Oh, definitely not now. He has to cover CT while they plant. That's his job. That's his responsibility.
It's his role, and now Quito, the trigger discipline, strikes in unison with the rest of his team. It stinks of overtime. Brokey not able to hit the no-scope. Call it 14, and as you discussed, as you set the precedent, Big Clan, we talked about shaking it off. They have managed to, and now FaZe are in jeopardy themselves. OT looms. It's in the air.
Yeah, and you can see exactly what that cash situation is right now. You would love in this scenario with this amount of money, we're roughly at the 2K point, most FaZe players would go, I'm just going to get a Deagle and armor. But because they need util to operate with, we have 3 P250s, a Tech 9 and a CZ75 with a light smattering of util and armor to boot. And they're just going to try their luck on a set piece A. When in doubt, pull out the execute right here. Tizian and Searson to get through, and they're already through.
Lucky. He's whipping out a lucky play, and indeed it looks brilliant. Double from Tizian. They're throwing their bodies into the meat grinder. Brokey with something of a recovery, but it's very short-lived and overtime secured. We will be taking a break. I think that's good for FaZe and Big as they look to reset, just like we will. Fist bumps exchange will be our B to bring you the conclusion of this Mirage.
WhatsApp us, and
Yeah,
we'll keep it a secret.
Mum's the word.
But here we go, resetting MR3 16k over bloody time. And, well, cash woes, it won't be a problem for FaZe here like they just felt at the end of regulation. But the T side for both teams was actually pretty good, all things considered. That's a chunky monkey right there. Huge nade.
Ouch. Yeah, that's not from the bargain bin. That's premium grade nade. $300 well spent. Now, Olof, typical, on the default, tucks in, and look at Broky's proactivity. He's already flirting with short twisters too, and the molly will deny any info from Keto.
Yeah, they wanted to boost over that here, so held at bay for about 7 seconds, and they're still posturing around. I think they want to keep this one going.
Yeah, no info on the ramp push just yet. They've got a little bit of info Palace, and boosted up and surveying the Savannah. Twist may not be ready for this. Whoa, quick adjustment from the Canadian. That is exactly what FaZe wanted to see. Quick response. Searson just through the smoke. So many chances. He will continue to strike, racking them up. Gabe dead, but the team does everything necessary. Tabson delivers 3 in total, and just between the two of them.
Ooh, we like the quicker plays out of FaZe. When I say we, I mean FaZe fans around the world. They like the quicker plays earlier, right? The A hits, the B hits, it was quite stifling. Now, I want to just take you back quickly before we get this round underway. In the first half, we had Big, who had, they won that Deagle round that they shouldn't have won, and I think then if we attribute one of those to FaZe, it was the 2-on-5 that Rain and Brokey won. Now, we wiped the slate clean here. Those issues for both teams can be forgotten about now, but Big is setting themselves up pretty here with the first, and back to the default spread again. FaZe hoping that this comb across the map can do them some favors here. Rain's woes continue to be met with Carrigan's the same. 30 kills for Brokey on one side of things, and Keto has the assistance of Sirison and Tabson here today. So 3 players, firepower for Big. We found it in this matchup. Cheeky molly deep, Tabson clearing, and an AWP kill again. Sirison on to Twist.
Ambitious angle from Keto, but the timing just as he falls off, Olof emerges. Now the pin pull heard, an audible dropped, and they extinguish it for him.
Thank you very much.
How considerate. And there's a nice freebie. Oh dear, Big Clan dismantle the FaZe Clan squad. Brokey and Carrigan, and looking to partner up, and good strafe. He evades the first, but Keto's right there to pick up the pieces and make it 17. Convincing stuff. First Tabson with a triple, Searson with a double, and now just rolling those back to a triple for the AWPer. He'll be happy with that, and I'm sure so will NKJ.
Yeah, they're starting to believe right now, and Sirison is playing up to that level that we want to see, right? Last year, the Desk touched on it. This guy was one of the absolute best players in the world. His AWP was amazing to watch, and he's heating up right now, and he even has help. Now, FaZe are going back to this fast A play, Alex. Might be ready for the heads-up maneuver here, Sirison and Tizian there. Up close and personal with the AWP. It's about to be trapped. Spicy.
But he's already caught Twist. He can play from Palace now. Uncharacteristic miss, but not a problem. FaZe just battered, bruised, burned. Tabson takes Olof. Brokey at least makes things interesting. This could have been a 4 versus 2, and now a 2v2.
Not again.
The aggression from Sirson. That was at 1 minute 30. He's
Gade's cutting them off
spawn.
Here. Gade's cutting them off right now. They're just running towards B. Gade's going to hear the footsteps. He can play Sleeper right now. Just needs to stay quiet. He's hearing all of this.
Yeah, that's such lovely info.
Tizian's miles away. Gade's decision-making right now is everything.
Damage is not enough. It's insufficient. The nade could finish. Evaded nicely. Bomb now planted.
This is hard now.
Yeah, and the fact that Gade has given up his hand could very well cost him. The time now, the absence of threat from Apps will allude to the fact that he may be short. You can see, considering their very options now, aggressive Carrigan averts his gaze. Did he get info? A jumping shot! And that'll do nicely. Tizian, this time it's his turn for the triple. Big go undefeated.
It looked like he was mid-air there. I don't know if his feet caught the edge of the window or not, but that was a bloody scorcher right there, and call that a clean sheet. Big 3-0 to kick off the first OT here. Just one more to get it done.
Was he jumping?
He looked...
Yes! Yes! The answer is a resounding yes! What is he up to? Naughty boy.
We thought they were broken at 12-12. They ended up losing that round. FaZe seized control of the game, and from there it felt like it was done. But now, FaZe, your turn. Step on up or get ready for that lower bracket. Window smoke
It's such an early condemnation, dude. If you come in day one and then you've got that lower bracket best of 3 gauntlet, oh.
Yeah, you got to fight for your right to party around here. A couple of beastie boys for Big showing up right now. This is the firepower we've been asking for, and we're getting it here today.
Yes, and has really ascended. I mean, look at the scores on the doors. Him, tabseN, Keto, all closing in on a 30 in our first OT. Will there be a second? That's what FaZe are fighting for now. No conclusion or a favorable conclusion for them to be found here. It is just for survival and extension of play. Big 3 opportunities to get that upper bracket going. Info and frags. Brokey clinical with it. Just like a scalpel slicing through Big Clan and their attack. Gade, this is ambitious. And Brokey will make it 3. Maybe even a 4th. Here comes Tizian. He's quick as this kid, I swear. He is one of the quickest in that time to kill. The dude is something else.
Brokey doing the hokey.
I wonder if he even smiled. Wait. Don't see it.
No, they need to. You wouldn't be. I wouldn't be smile at 18-16. No,
right.
Smile. There'd be no smile.
Not even like a little like.
Even if you got an ace with 1 bullet, I don't know. They're probably actually with 1 bullet.
Yeah,
maybe there would be a
giggle.
smile. Yeah. Well, here's his knife. It's pretty nice. It's a stylish one.
It is a knife.
That's a karambit.
That's why we inspect our knives.
Yeah, it's to show off, right? That's just showing off style of things here. But Big with 2 more cracks at this, so they get to do it all over again. This time turning their attention towards A, and that's where Twist is as well. Brokey again, he doesn't miss. 37.
Yeah, we were taking stock of the Big Clan boys. He's headed for 40 in rapids.
Tagged him.
Look at him. He's got another in him, I reckon, if Keto doesn't get shot up by Twist or his compadre on default. Look at the plays. He's even getting info on the jump.
Yeah,
everything.
Nice.
Everything is so ironed out.
That's the type of player you want in your team right there. Heads up Counter-Strike is Carrigan under scrutiny.
Ooh, in that blind spot. Now he's too smart for your games. No play today, at least not for tabseN. Sisson should be dead. Oh, they actually got collatted, but Brokey.
Double kill.
Yeah, and that would have been round defining.
Holy. Okay. Keto now, he's had a decent game of things here and has plenty of time on the clock to work with, but has to cross the line of sight of Twist, who's sharp as a bloody tack. Gets it done, the Dinkin down. 1 more round. Oh, we do go again. Need a solution here to Big.
So the pacey plays work for FaZe. Is there anything on the tip of your tongue for Big Clan's T successes?
The thing is, this is where it will come down to, I actually think Carrigan calling a bit more gambly on the CT side, because I think you're right. I think it might be something a bit faster here, maybe just a B set exec.
Yeah, it looks it.
Remember early on, what they did was they postured B, they baited out util, and they executed, and this is where Carrigan is going to try and be in the head of tabseN here.
Oh, okay. So he's actually fully ahead, forced to commit to that, but no one's actively contesting, I say, as Carrigan postures forward. Not going to do that again.
Definitely not now. And he's been noted on the fallback here. Olaf's going to tuck on in just over towards that short area. If they do siphon out the window, he'll try and pluck them out of the sky. And holding on to the util right now seems to be the key for Big. Left himself with 3 smokes, bucket load of flashes, a couple of Molotovs as well. That's a window smoke coming out from the B apartments here to help tabseN, Sirison, and Keto at least apply some pressure towards this mid control.
It's clever, and yeah, you talk about holding on to their nades, it's so deliberate. The fact that it's Gade that re-smokes window, I say actually they Molotoved instead of smoking it.
Oh, Sirison's actually picking up the bomb and going back to mid. I thought he might want to go around towards A here, so this is not very telling of where they're going to finish. He's thrown it over towards tabseN. Looks like connected to A here, and they're about to be in the vice.
Yep, here comes the strike. They all peek at the same time, but Big, they're ready for it. 3 frags away from sending FaZe to the lower bracket. Sirison up short. Brokey's been everything for FaZe. Can you really ask him to do it again? Has he got the wallbang in him? Oh, he does just tag up one. Tizian.
Good nade.
Yeah, it's not bad, but still only Brokey. A 1v3 demanded of him, or Big Clan have recovered. What is that nonsense? Another tag. That's 2 for him in this round alone. Big will lock him down. And down goes FaZe Clan. The opening best of 1. The big boys sail through the upper bracket, lock themselves in for some best of 3 action. And what a recovery. We thought they were broken after the 2v5, but strong mental and strong fragging. Good to see Searson in good form. I'm looking forward to hearing Harry and Hugo in good form. They'll be bringing you the next two. We've got some best of threes on the menu tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I won't waste another one. Oh, that darkness, it won't set me back again.
Matchup. What was it like playing it out on the server?
Yeah, it was really tough for sure. We always play close against FaZe, and we also played them a lot in the past, I would say, and we took our revenge from the last games, I would say, and yeah, it was a really tough game. In the end, we did also a comeback, I think so. Yeah, we were behind, and yeah, we just kept cool and played our strats, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you've had a tough time against FaZe over the second half of this year, but in this matchup, it went your way. However, one of the rounds that was pretty dangerous and tough was round 25. I know it was a long match, but it was the 2 versus 5, which Brokey and Rain won. Was that tough to go through as a team?
Yeah, for sure, it was really tough because I knew exactly where both were, and I also called both, so we just shit in our pants, I would say. We just need to peek them, even though we have advantage, but we knew exactly where they are, so we just need to kill them, and then they will lose then they have no chance.
Well, Searson, you managed to hold on and you took it to overtime. In between the break, I heard a lot of speaking from all of your team. What were you guys talking about?
Yeah, it was mainly Jarosz, Dabson, I would say. We just said, yeah, we are at the moment we are better than them. Just play our own game, and then after the 3-0 lead, and we were like 2-0 behind on the T side. He just said, yeah, okay, I call a threat now, and we will win this game, and yeah, he did, and it was really cool.
Final question, Searson. One of our questions was if at IEM Winter and in this matchup you could go big or go home. So you definitely went big. How are you feeling after that first performance, dropping over 30 kills?
Yeah, personally I feel better than before because I didn't perform in the last tournaments. But it's not on my own performance, it's like a team game for sure. So we just keep our heads high, improve, watch the demo from today and improve our mistakes, and then we just try to go as far as possible in the tournament for sure.
Great, thank you so much, Searson, for your time,
Thank
and
you.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Searson. That's Paula asking the questions there off camera, and then we have Yanko and Kasad with me here on the desk. Yanko, you look troubled. What's up?
Bro, I don't know if I'm watching the same games that Big is playing. Like, first you have Kido saying that game against Navi, we could have won it. They lost 16-4, 16-11. Now Searson is saying we always play FaZe close. They got double digits once in the last 6 maps they played. But let's put all that behind us, Trace, because what matters is the game they played right here, right now, and Searson was dominant. This was the Searson that we've been wanting to see in Big in recent times. This was the Searson that was one of the most dominant toppers in 2020.
Yeah, for like a year's time frame, we've been looking for that Searson to show up and give us 30 frags apiece, but also to jump into round 24. Just going to the back of what he was talking about right there, can you kind of elaborate, maybe explain that a little bit better?
Yeah, Big had control. I mean, in the second half, right, in this round, they were in a 5v2 situation. They did a good job of, kind of punishing FaZe in the mid to late round, so to speak, and then the trades that happened really just completely fell apart for Big in a situation where this was actually the round before. They lost a 2v4, then after that they lost a 2v5, 2 rounds in a row. You're thinking Big is just finding new ways to lose this game. It's like, can you just relax? And what Searson said, like, sure, like if you know where they are, like you can kill them, but if you need to do it together. Like
especially in a 5v2.
If people try to peek them 1v1 and lose the fights, you can.
The thing is, like, when the first guy dies, the second guy immediately becomes a little bit more, confident in the peak, and then he peeks too and he dies, and it all falls apart. For me, FaZe's game was pretty much like the problematic part was the defaults.
Yeah.
They run that first gun round, it was like a rush ramp, right? I felt like they're going to run away with the half if they continue to do that. Like, all their defaults was slow and unorganized. The flashes were like all over the place. I didn't like it at all. Similar to G2's default today, on the very same map.
Yeah, but similar things happened for both teams, really. The Oppers were just really good today. Like, Brocky was also doing a good job of dismantling Big in some of their defaults. Like, they were aggressive, they were positioning themselves well, they were hitting flick shots.
The thing is, like, with the default on Mirage, you can cover it with smokes, you can cut off the op. It's not a big of a problem. Big of a problem if he's, like, early on pushing and getting the entries. None of the ops was doing that. Like, they were just giving away kills by bad flashing and bad defaults.
But then also, you've just got to think of the confines of best of ones, which we're clear out of now. So that's done. Like, we're done with this whole best of one idea, which means we can pull up these brackets and you can take a look at them so that we can catch up before we jump into the best of threes. It looks something like this. Kasad, I know you've been here with us all day, so run us through Group A and everything you noticed.
Group A, first best of 3, and the other day, and it's 3 May, I think it's going to be around 9 o'clock. It's going to be G2 and Liquid. That's going to be a spicy one for me and you, Yanko, especially to watch. And then on the other side, we have NIP against Team Vitality, 2 very different teams at the moment in terms of lineups, right?
Yeah, and over in the Group B, we had like Gambit take down Fnatic in Fnatic's first game against really a top 10, top 5 lineup, and then VP after overtime taking down Ents. We just saw Big take down FaZe, and Godsend Heroic still going down. And I mean, last time I checked, Godsend was in the lead. Let's see where they are right now in that game.
Right?
It's actually 13. It was 13-7. Now it's 13-9 in favor of Godsend. So, Heroic loses that. We have FaZe Heroic in the lower bracket in a best of 3. Someone is going to be out in last place.
Yeah, somebody's getting their heart broken, and it's not going to be right here in this moment. We go to a break, and that's me breaking your heart so that we can get some more Counter-Strike down your throats. Best of 3 start when we come back.
Choose nades, choose a smoke, choose a flashbang. Choose team badges to support your favourite CSGO team. Choose an ESEA Premium membership. Choose routes you know bring in wins. Choose pro video tips. Choose the fan club wars. Choose behind the scenes content. Choose good grades. Choose guns you know you can shoot right. Choose bingo. Choose the equipment you know is going to get your team the win thanks to heat maps. Choose the CSGO Hub Premium, the complete package to help you and your squad achieve all your CSGO goals.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Be ashamed of. So I would say since August, like we are doing pretty good. So yeah, it has been so far two really different part of the year. Like you can definitely see a difference between the first season and the second one.
Now we look to separate NIP and Vitality, meeting here in this best of 3 in the upper bracket semifinals for that group of A. This is the Intel Extreme Masters Winter 2021. I'm joined by Kassad, and he's brought his friend Moses along, and we're excited to have him as well. What's up, Jason? What'd you do with all that downtime?
Oh, man, that was good. I sat on a couch, and I watched Counter-Strike.
Nice.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah, it's not too shabby.
Sounds very familiar, even now. Small World, NIP. We've already seen them play today. This is going to be our first glimpse at Vitality over here on this stream. For me, guys, looking at this one right out of the gate, got some pretty crowd favorites right here in the front.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, two of the biggest names in all of Counter-Strike, and two names that have an incredible history in Counter-Strike, and guys like ZywOo and Device. These guys are incredible, and the things they've been able to accomplish with their teams is beautiful.
ZywOo and Device. I think he actually said the words. But,
well, Device kind of impressed me today. You know, I know Device is one of the all-time greats, but today what he did was pretty impressive in the first map. He had like a couple of 1v2 clutches. The CT side was completely crazy by him, like a classic Device, performance, rotating, starting rounds everywhere, secret ramp, hot, outside, causing problems for outside defaults. For Astralis, he made them look bad, on the D side. So
he's made a lot of teams look bad.
Yeah, they were like looking slow. They ran out of time a couple of times. Those 1v2s, all those rotations that kind of doesn't really necessarily give you the kills every time. It just causes team to shift to other side and run into different traps and stacks and kind of doing it all for his team.
Getting out of their own comfort zone, so to say.
Yeah, Device has a huge amount of impact, but probably the biggest difference, I think, between him and someone like ZywOo, Device has never struck me as like the hard carry star of the team, right? Like he needs some pieces around him. He's got great impact. He's got a great way of reading the game. When you get to someone like ZywOo, like he can just single-handedly carry teams for stretches. And this has actually been kind of a cool year for ZywOo because he's been very, very good. But remember around Cologne time, like that Cologne tournament was pretty bad for Vitality, and they kind of left it and came back after the break and said, yeah, we were really struggling to find a way to keep ZywOo comfortable so that he can have the maximum impact. They seemingly figured those issues out.
And I'm thinking, how you keep ZywOo comfortable is to get, a father bear figure in there, like a Zonic, or maybe that's just like a whole other thing.
It's coaching Device, nonetheless.
Zonic's going to be like the Phil Jackson of Counter-Strike. He's gone from Device, now he gets to go to ZywOo. He's just having a great time.
Is he going to make the same thing like Phil Jackson from Chicago Bulls to LA Lakers?
Yeah, exactly. He just gets all the star players.
So speaking of stars, what about Apex, though?
Man, Apex, he had a great game earlier today, and actually, I think Apex has actually found, it feels like, I don't want to say finally, but found some comfort in his own individual game while at the same time being the in-game leader for Vitality. I think that was something he struggled with over the years, but it seems like he's found a pretty decent comfort zone.
Maybe there is think of pressure. Now this is I'm not going to say dying lineup.
Yeah.
It's a farewell kind of tournament for them. He feels probably no pressure whatsoever. He's just playing his own game. He's enjoying. But what's interesting to me, all these entry aggressive players are having a good day today. We saw Rez with 23 kills in the first half of the first map, so they're having a really nice time today.
And if you look at this lineup too, you're not going to peg Apex as the one to maybe drop 20, 25 kills. You're not going to pick him out and say this is the guy that we expect to be dropping these numbers each and every time. So when you do get that, man, it's such a luxury. It makes that team look a little bit different.
Yeah, and it's something we can look at this so we can talk till we're blue in the face about what these players bring to the table individually, who's on form, who's on par, who's going to Astralis, who's staying with Vitality, whatever. Let's talk about the maps.
The usual Vitas, Vertigo from NIP, Ancient from Astralis, from Vitality, sorry. Inferno goes for NIP. That's kind of expected.
Yeah,
I would say it's the high win percentage for them on this map, so...
They last played at IEM Fall. That was a win for NIP, and Inferno was in that series as well as Overpass and Nuke were the other two maps. So already we're getting a little bit of a switch up. We're going to have one of those two at the end, and it's going to be Nuke as the decider.
Well, I was expecting Dust 2 somewhere in there, but,
So
switch it up a little bit.
It's all good.
Best of 3.
They got Mirage.
A lot of Mirages today.
Yeah.
That's all anybody ever wants to play.
It's coming back in style.
No, it's not, actually,
right.
Jason. What is in style is wondering who's going to win this one.
Oh, man.
This is a rough one to call.
This is a really tough prediction, actually, and I don't even know if I want to make it. My problem is,
you have to.
I know. I'm going to go with NIP, but that's mostly because, I've never felt super confident in Vitality, even when they're at their best for whatever reason.
Yes, I'm going to say NIP. Vitality has no juice anymore. The finals of Blast are over. The lineup is, gone. And NIP.
Not yet, baby.
Not quite yet, but some might even say that the juice might just be loose here over on the side of Vitality. I've just got to weigh in the fact that, for tide-changing games like we see ZywOo do, like we know how one last hurrah dead teams can do inside of events. It's very possible,
the last event. That was it.
Yeah, you're right. Now Liquid have somehow qualified for more stuff. So weirdly how that works.
Yeah, I think they were qualified. Yeah, I don't really know. I'd have to dive into the numbers for that one. I haven't done that in a bit, the qualification numbers.
And rightfully so, Jason. Thank you so much. We're not known for our mathematical skills. What we are known for is Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, NIP versus Vitality. And we're ready to kick this day off. We've said goodbye to Sponge and Machine, and we brought in Harry and Hugo. Take it away.
Oh, thank you so much, Tracy. I'm really excited. I'm also a little bit nervous, Hugo. It's been one of the longer breaks that we've got to have, but we've got one hell of a treat to kickstart this. It's a little bit of Vitality taking on NIP. And already I'm noticing that Vitality have got a lot of bodies back in CT Sport. Now, you might be looking at this panicking, going, oh, is that a tech thing? No, mate, this is looking like it was by design. Listening for any footsteps, listening for any noise, and now they start to group back up over here with 4 on the A site. Hugo, how you doing?
Pretty good, man. No time for pleasantries. We're right into the action with a one-man B hold. It's already gone, and with that, the site lost. NIP run wild. Vitality, I like that float play, right? Just trying to play off the first contact, but NIP, they took their time to execute into the B bomb site, and now the kills all coming to them. CT's chasing through ruins, S-Tag with a trade, Bernarda getting retaken, but NIP give it up and look to bring the fight back through spawn.
Yeah, they're rushing Apex down now. He's trying to play with them. He's trying to isolate these two little fights while he's got them, but nothing getting found. Leaves it all onto Masuta. Up through Banana, time ticking away. And it is starting to turn against him in a very big way, just buying time in the back of the site as Device, and he's going to nail the shot. So there's NIP picking up the pistol here to kickstart Inferno.
A Danish domination on the side of NIP to take that pistol round 2 from the couple of Danes we've got in this roster. And it's an exciting time, Harry. This matchup, I mean, as said by the analysts, pretty hard one to predict, pretty hard one to call. Both teams in decent form. Vitality hot off the press of success. And, you know, both these teams eliminated in quarters back in the major, but also to finalists, you've got to keep that in mind. So I think they have a lot more to prove right at the end of the year. And what better way to go out with a bang than to take a trophy at IEM Winter. NIP, strong start, but the force is immediately in. Vitality don't wait around.
Ooh, I like this, right? No waiting around today. We're getting a Vitality that are looking to push the envelope, right? They've come in with this force buy. They're getting stuck in with a bit of mid-aggression. And it's netted in this early opener, and now Masuta's even had this idea of like immediately up and leaving this A side of the map, going to reinforce B. And so this is where, you know, you might look to someone like a Device as he's going back into middle, whether he's going to just try and sell the illusion that actually we are looking back towards A, or if he was going to look for another avenue, but ultimately he's just come back up through Banana to try and set them up for this B play. We do see Masuta taking a moment of pause, right? Having a bit of doubt as to whether or not this triple stack over towards B was the right decision. And so he's going to be playing Speedway for that fast rotation between the sides.
Yeah, not convinced by a long wrap. No lurkers in play. With NIP only having 4 up, they want to keep their bodies together and trade their way into the site. Flash goes high. Rez looking to entry right now. The smoke is going to be a bit weird, and ZywOo's Deagle blinded. Doesn't stop him. Masuta, a man gets past, but he swings back through the smoke and gets the kill. Plopsky does find an entry finally, but at what cost? You're in a 2-on-4 right now. NIP can't even think about the bomb plant, and more members of Vitality are moving in for the killing blow. ZywOo yet to be cleared, and no Molotov to do it. NIP have to close the gap.
Yeah, they've got to do it the old-fashioned way, mate. You've got to run him down, and Masuta, shocks, he won't let them in. The FAMASes, the French weapons, fire off and are able to steal Vitality that round away. So things get a lot more interesting now with the force panning out in favor of Vitality. What's the response going to be out of NIP?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you have to buy back in, right? You're doing little force buy wars, you're trading rounds, but it's certainly going to favor Vitality picking up that second over the first. And NIP, not much they can do, but just force up Armor D, Tech 9s, go for a faster approach. Got some Deagles in. Not really any utility to worry about, but Device's Deagle does do something. Right down the middle, Apex's head is gone. And NIP are going to take that space, move into middle. As a unit, Vitality been very mobile on the CT side already. Going to pull a third player towards A. Masuta cleans out Banana. That should keep ZywOo on this A site, especially with Shox getting the contact. He smokes off long, beckons them to go up the short side where Kyojin is lobbing utility. No significant damage though. Device has taken that scout, but only for a moment.
Okay.
Shox finds him through the smoke.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly from Shoxy. All right, lad. He's called for a bit of a rotation as well, right? ZywOo's made his way around. Kyojin spotting these players over at short. And IP, not where they want to be. This force buy ain't looking so fruitful for them. Shox is still taking liberties on the long side, just trying to keep them pincered in. They've got them stuck here. And Shox will get traded after one, but that's where ZywOo is meant to be able to hold the line. And he'll do exactly that. Takes one to the grave with him. S-Tag all alone, 1-on-3, FAMAS in hand. And they're all around him. Maybe. Could have started with Masuta, but instead, not meant to be. It is Vitality finding themselves that second.
And Masuta saving the day right now, a couple of rounds, right? Not just getting that FAMAS off in the second, but, you know, as you said, if that kill comes through for S-Tag and he has the open B bomb site, there's a plant, there's a doable 1-on-2 in that position. Not today, though, not going to be had by Nip. Great opening kill coming through for Device, but that is really where that round will start and finish. Now it's got to be the full eek. Just Glocks, P250 on Deve, and Vitality's chance to loosen up.
Yeah, I'm curious, you know, for this NIP squad. All right, happens, mate. Yeah, you know, yeah. Luckily enough, it's just a Glock round, so you're not too worried. What I was going to say is, I'm interested about this NIP squad. I think, you know, when you look at someone like S-Tag, rightfully so, there's going to be a fair bit of attention put on him. I think it was after Blaster, Nip came out and said, yeah, you know, when we get into those hectic situations, the comms can get a little bit muddled, and S-Tag can struggle keeping up with us and keeping everything concise. So, you know, I think there's going to be a decent bit of attention put on the guy to see not only how the comms are going, but also how he's slotting in individually. Because, you know, I mean, we've only had that one look at S-Tag in this squad so far, and it wasn't, you know, much like his kind of Astralis debut back in the day where he came in looking real hot out of the gate. Instead, it's been a bit more of a trial and tribulation so far.
Yeah, that language thing's definitely apparent, right? Well, we see Swedes and Danes. You know, there's some similarities. Even NATO Safigs put a tweet out recently about how when he played with Freiburg in Heroic, you know, there were similar issues like that in those hectic moments. And yeah, Counter-Strike communication is key. You've got to be quick and you've got to be clean with how you present your data. 3-1, but this is a little bonus round for Vitality. Despite that, the grenades have done all the work in this round to begin. Look at Nip. They are bruised a little bit. That's going to soften them up for these rifles. Masuta waiting on contact. Flash is good, though he drops off. They know. They saw him go down, and the second flash almost saves him, but almost won't cut it. Hampus blinded with the entry. Nip gets smoked off, but that's fine. It gives them a chance to relax. A 5-on-4, bleed out a little bit more utility that Vitality have done a good job of holding on to for the moment. Nip are going to double back. Vitality haven't swayed in their defense. Still 3 on A. It's Nip going into the stack.
Yeah, and you know, this is maybe feeling like Vitality, you know, trying to have that read, because thus far, you know, you think about how these rotations have been on guys like Masuta, for example. He's often been very, very keen to rotate at the slightest sign of trouble. So they maintain this 3-man A-hold. They have a good idea of what NIP might be planning. And ZywOo is actually going to throw his own smoke in Moto, now trying to play around this. He's gotten himself into the cubby, and this is by design. This gives him a nice little angle to try and shut this down from ZywOo. How does he connect that second shot? Device trying to deal with Kyojin, but time's running out. Time's a problem, and Kyojin's going to lock it in with 3. That is a wonderful round out of ZywOo and Kyojin to find a 4th of Vitality. And that smoke is a thing of beauty out of ZywOo.
Yeah, it kind of throws one of his teammates to the wolves.
Yeah,
right?
you know. But you win the round.
As
That's
long as the trades come through, it's okay. I mean, all the eyes are on ZywOo. The second shot on the spray is ridiculous into the head, but Kyojin with 3 from the back of the bomb site. Got to give it to him as well, anchoring down and not letting Nip in. Vitality fully aware of everything Nip are doing right now, and the rounds are showing for it. 4-1, another broke by. No one peeking deep down mid. Don't want to give Device that deagle yet again. Instead, he's Tech9 straight up the top and gone in an instant. Apex keeping that info down. Banana jumping and trying to find some pot shots. Even a boost. Rez, he looked lights out on Nuke earlier on, right? Taking down Astralis. This guy was having an incredible game. And considering, you know, we're referencing Blast again, like, that was not a good tournament for him. He was one of the bottom-rated players. And so it was reassuring to see him now back in Sweden doing better than ever. But can he keep that up in this series? Gone from this round, as the pistols should be, and it's nice and clean for Vitality. 5 alive, going to start to build cash, and now Nip need to get back on that board.
Yeah, you know, obviously a game can't be won in the first 8 rounds of play, but Hugo, how worried are you getting over this 5-1, you know, trailblazing start out of Vitality? I know we haven't really had, you know, like too many like rifle rounds as far as they go for NIP, right? They're going to be coming in with another one now, but you do start to get concerned. It's like, well, it's still recoverable right now, but if you don't stem the bleeding, if you don't deal with it, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to start to slip away from you more and more.
It's a war of attrition, you know, T-side Inferno, you're just looking to get that money broken. Not winning against the bonus round, obviously, is going to leave you in a bit of a rough early spot. We got a one-way.
One-way, all right.
Line up. Shocks over the top. But you see a smoke in there, and you're going to be a little bit worried if you nips. I always found an opener, and the legs are removed by Shoxy. Even a tag on the corner. Rez is low as well. This is not the round, not the start the Nip wanted nor needed. Molly is going to trap Misu to him, but ZywOo through the wall. Right above the head of his teammate. Finds Device. This round's done. Forget about it. Rez, 1-on-5, he's good. But not this good.
Yeah, no. Well, so you'd like to think. There he is tapping out the first. However, I get nervous around this this spammable wallmate with ZywOo still donning that AWP over towards the top of Banana. Red's going to go back, try get the bomb. He's got 55 seconds, but time is the only thing he's got, and even that is going to turn against him.
I mean, Kyojin could leave A, right? We got Shocks on this deep angle down alt mid. He's fully cleared it out right now. Vitality know it has to be B at the current point. So ZywOo's here with the AWP. 2 already in the round. Rez looking to creep through the edge of the smoke. He hears Apex reposition, but ZywOo should trade. Even if this kill comes in, he should trade, and he does, keeping the round in the palm of Vitality's hand. Lovely round out of ZywOo. 3 off the AWP. And yeah, it shows up early. That's what you want out of ZywOo. That's what you get.
Yeah, you know, that's quite the way for this little ZywOo Device head-to-head to kickstart in this game. Look at it. He nails that first shot onto Hampus. Shocks with the boost as well, but this is the shot we were looking for, right? A little wall bang to Device right past Masuta as well.
Can't really do anything about that, can you?
I mean, also, you know, we're only 7 rounds in, and already we're seeing some grimy little smokes out of Vitality. I really do love it. There was the one that ZywOo dropped over at Moto. Now you've got that little one-way couple with the boost over in Boiler. Oh, and even more down towards Banana. It's one of these smokes that lets you take that peek over the top of Car. Apex lines up a double on the back of it, that little Fury smoke. And now, well, NIP walking wounded up through Banana. They've got pistols. They're not really fancying much in this round here.
I think it's really cool that we're in a time at the end of the year now that we have roster changes on the horizon, confirmed and unconfirmed, rumored. We know there are going to be teams moving around, and Vitality are one of them. And when we look at like roster changes upcoming, a lot of teams we could understand if they maybe fell short in a couple of tournaments or didn't show up in a big way. But Vitality, they've gone the other way with that. They've decided, let's go out with a bang. Let's make everyone remember this roster. We've done some incredible things this year, and what a way to close it. In getting a tournament here. Sad to not see them make a run at the major. They got to the quarters, but going up against Na'Vi, you lose to the victors.
So
always hurts.
That's what I was going to say, though, right? Like with Na'Vi not being here, it's like, suddenly,
it's a very open book, right? Winter is. It's a very open tournament,
and especially with so many teams showing up in a bit of a wounded state, right? It really does feel kind of up in the air.
That makes it all the more exciting, though. We're going to get some rancid Counter-Strike, I'm sure. But when is that going to come from NIP? Because right now it's looking stinky. 1 round on this T side, an AWP for Device finally, and he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, T-side AWPing never too much fun anyway, but the fact that you're up against the ZywOo who's looking this confident. Oh, all right.
No one knew anything.
Yeah, they neither AWP knows. But just a little default here out of NIP, right? They've tried their hands at, seizing this fast map control over towards Banana. They've tried to take mid away. Whenever they've, looked to just group early, it's often kind of falling apart. So they're trying to take a bit more of a default here, right? Looking for some maps control, then going to try and take mid. Once you've done that, you've shut a lot of info off for Vitality, right? And that's where you can look to try and force some of these rotates, play some of these mind games. To taking top mid control, that's going to be very important to through the NIP squad right now.
Poor Resma, he just cleared that. He'd mollied off the corner. He'd taken Banana for free. He gives it up thanks to retake utility and then just walks dry into a 1v1 that Masuta wins out, who's just kept it up. So B is gone.
Yeah,
Vitality know it.
The thing that's a little bit scary as well is like this isn't really a default anymore. It's an A-lean, right? Like you've lost that banana control on the back of having Res bested in that head-to-head versus Masuta. And so now you don't know what's happening over towards B. You don't know how aggressive Vitality you've got. It really only leaves you with this A play. And so here they come. Plopsky and Hampus will both get open as ZywOo trying to keep Vitality in this round. It's a 3-on-3, and suddenly, Nip, they've made some magic happen here. They've turned this into a winnable spot. But can they get it over the line to find themselves a second round?
The benefit of using all the clock is Vitality just have no utility left for this round. You're going to need those kills to come in, and with a re-smoke at Moto, they've got to go right through their final smoke. Apex leads with it. Double peek, Plopsky finds one, and now there's short wrap. At a certain point, you might just have to give it up. You've got a bit of money, but not worth it, not realistic. So Vitality, tails between their legs, give up a second round. It's respectable, right? When, you're playing Inferno, when a double entry comes out like that in such quick succession with no trade, there's not a lot you can do on the CT side. They have to accept it. But that's fine. Still with a heavy round lead, Nip on the board, about time for it, and they even saved the orb for Device.
Hey, I mean, in a weird way, I think NIP are probably pretty happy that Vitality chose to double wrap short because, and I only caught it for a second, so I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that Moto smoke did the classic bug of like glitching into the ground and sunk through.
It loves that, doesn't it?
And so suddenly, if there was like a little double long hole with Apex and you were able to employ some awful, horrible, grimy boost over the top, that could have gotten really weird. Thankfully, Vitality not ready, not reading into the bugged world of Counter-Strike.
It does happen.
It doubled up on the short side.
On Moto as well. It feels like one of the places.
Yeah, Moto is a very broken spot.
It's those little rocky cobblestones. You never know, but it's fine. Doesn't mean anything. Double app setup, and Nip might meet you there. Plopsky patrolling alt mid, Rez again, left to his lonesome in banana. Not an easy position to be playing off of yourself and not having anyone to flash you back into angles.
These double app setups, they always make me scared, right? Because if ZywOo misses, suddenly Kyojin had to hold the line, and he's done actually a bang-up job of that, getting a double, going above and beyond. So often that goes wrong, and that player's just fed to the wolves, but instead, it's Vitality locking in an 8th round. It's smooth, it's nice. ZywOo might have missed, but Kyojin's there to pick up the pieces, baby, and that's what you want out of him.
Yeah, ZywOo just left him on his own there. It was like, yeah, all right, you might die, but that's not really my problem, is it? And
some of you may die, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Yes, indeed. Well, Farquaad himself. But nice double from both the aforementioned players, and Vitality keep it clean yet again. Apex animated as always. And it's always a joy to watch. Nip put everything into this one. Mac-10, Deagle, and 3 AKs at least. And Vitality still not shying away. They're loving to get involved in this early round. That's a tag.
That's a tag.
Device as well.
Bloody hell. All right, we're getting that end of year ZywOo coming through. It's always good when he appears. He's like, Krampus. Is that the bad Santa? I think that is. Yeah.
What? The Grinch?
No, dude. Yeah,
Krampus.
he's like Devil Santa, basically.
Okay. He's the guy who fills your stockings full of coal.
I think he's more murderous, actually, if I remember right. But here's ZywOo over in middle. He's pretty murderous as well, as it turns out, isn't he? Here he goes. It's only a tag, a rare act of mercy, and the Mac-10 will churn him up. Now, oftentimes, when ZywOo has fallen, this A bomb site has kind of been, thrown up in the air, and this round is no different. NIP, they get past that big name. They break their way through that iron wall in top mid that ZywOo is, and Vitality are left in another one of these 3-on-3 retakes. Once again, much like last time, it's Apex over at Moto, and it's a double short side retake. Now, Device gonna nail the opener. Masuta already dead. Last time, Vitality saved here. This time, they're looking to give it a go. And with that kill to Device, they've got themselves a fighting chance. In they come. Joxy spots him down in the pit, and S-Tag swept aside. Plopsky nailed as well. And so Vitality will come through, guns blazing, in the retake to make it happen and find themselves a 9th.
Finally comes through, right? We've seen a lot of those close retakes and ones that Vitality have already had to save on. Poor Rez, I really do feel for him right now. He saves Plopsky's life coming up short side by getting that headshot to the pit player while Plopsky's throwing nades. And then Shox on long yet again for like the third time this map. Just sprays the smoke, kills Rez, the one rifle coming up into the A site. And yeah, nice delay play from Shox as well. Even though his teammate dies on the short corner to Device, he doesn't swing and try and trade. He waits a second, Device lets his guard down, and then he gets cleared. Again, down middle for ZywOo. He just doesn't care, and he saw the spam. No. He knows he's up there, but how is that a leg? It's only a tag for ZywOo. He still follows up, looking to finish the job. Okay. And it's all ZywOo today. Double kill before the flash finally pushes him off, and now wide in middle. He escapes, only temporarily. That was a wild round from ZywOo.
It was, and I like it. I like that. You know, they've nerfed him by going, when he buys an AWP, it's actually just a scout. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, dude. That was dead.
I don't know how that one was a tag, right? There are some of them where I'm like, yeah, maybe that should have been a kill, but...
He finished it. Just took 2 shots.
Anyway, look, there's still so much damage done to Nip. It's like one of these rounds, you've got the 3-on-3, but you need an opener. You need something to hold on to here. Shox, they're not ready for him. It's a little bit ugly. And so Device at 9 points of health, mate, you know, as good as this guy is, as legendary a player he is, 9 points of health, mate. There's no change in that. The bomb dropped down bottom banana, and he's got a big 1v2 to try and navigate. He does at least have a 1v1 at both bomb sites right now, right? That's something to go off of. But even then, you're still clutching at straws of your Device. Let's see what he can do. 35 seconds. He's got time on his side, but that is really it.
He could scavenge ZywOo's AWP. Is it still hanging around on this body, or has it been cycled out? It looks like it has. Maybe on the roof. Not in the mind of Device. He just needs to find this entry, this one shot. Contact made, 20 seconds, and Kyojin just cleans it up. No worries, peeking out wide and finishes what Apex started. This is a beautiful CT side out of Vitality. Full faith in both their players to anchor their bomb sites, and why wouldn't you have that? B has just been a real problem for Nip, right? They got a lot of banana control in the first 3 or 4 rounds of this map, and ever since, it's just been that back and forth of retaking banana right as Nip get comfortable. They feel like they've cleaned card, they get an entry, and then Shoxy or Masuta pushes right back down to sandbags and keeps causing problems. ZywOo having a giggle after that round, you can't blame him. Just throwing anything right down middle. And now Nip, they just need anything, right? We talked about this earlier in the half, like we weren't worried at 7-1, it's a war of attrition, you're trying to break down that CT money, get rid of the orbs, get rid of the util, and NIP have been unable to do any of that in this T side. 2 kills for Esatag, 3 for Hampus. It's do or die now for Nip if they don't want to get shredded in their map pick in the series.
Yeah, I'm kind of, you know, I mean, Vitality look like they've come into this so prepared as well, man. Like, you know, we touched upon, like, some of these gimmicky smokes that we've seen out of them early on, but, you know, that's been a real treat. And, you know, gimmicks work to get you rounds here and there. And now it's helped this 10-2 scoreline amass. It's at a point, really, where Vitality must be feeling so confident. And so, like, you know, this match is, this map is already feeling locked in that Nip are really up against it, both in terms of the mental and just the reality of this situation. You know, you've got to dig deep to grind out this series now, and ZywOo might get punished, although it's a big might, and ZywOo's mightier. He's on for 3, the nade does get rid of him, but still, it's a round for Vitality.
He just doesn't care. He has no fear. He has no reason to stop re-peaking. Nip aren't punishing him.
Look at that smile,
There's
man.
no way he should be getting away with 3 there. But ZywOo, it's just the effect, man.
Dude, whenever I watch the footage of ZywOo at the, it was the FaZe Clan, you know, where he played in the show match, and he's like this really, he was just so shy and like so, he was a real cutie, you know? Like they're trying to talk to him and he's saying, no, like he just doesn't want to do it.
I don't know.
And now, like, you look at the guy he's turned into since then, where back, you know, back then it was just potential, he was just someone that's on the radar. And, I mean, now look at him.
All right, Nip, gun round now. Through the smoke, and this is the play you're going for. 11-2 down. You've never won these banana fights. Flash was primed and ready. It never went out. Hampus just walks to his death. Another opening fight won by Vitality and another nade to follow. in their footsteps. Nip get put down to 50 on 2 counts. ZywOo, Molly, Flash, you name it, they got it. And Kyojin entry upon. ZywOo misses a shot and now has to finally give it up. Back to the bomb site with him. Vitality re-aggress for Banana and Masuta. Again, not punished. Why stop doing it?
Wow.
He gets 2. He doesn't see the regroup. Nipper just getting back in position. He's caught hitting the wall up in the air. That might give Nip a breath of life in this round as they have a 2-on-1 in the B bomb site now.
Yeah, Apex does have this incendiary. That could buy you a few more seconds, but it's not long enough to get rotations in, right? So instead, he plays it different. He goes, look, I'm not going to try and slow it down. In fact, I'm not even going to let them know I'm here. This flash is when Apex is hoping to peak, and, well, it's ZywOo to actually steal that one away. Don't really know how. Smoke's down, but... Flopsky, 1-on-3, knows about Apex at the very, very least, knows about the AWP back in CT. Shox is a bit of a mystery. Don't know where that third player is. With this swing, he's dealt with Apex. 20 seconds left here.
2 bullets.
2 bullets, 2 players to go up against, and he's going to have to scavenge that AK from the ground. But here's that banana flank man, Shox. You never knew where he was, and once again, it's ZywOo to actually beat him to the punch, and there it is. Vitality up on a 12.
Daylight robbery from ZywOo, man. He wants everything.
Bro,
he wants all the kills. He wants all
Apex
the glory.
with the flash,
yeah,
and then through the smoke.
Yeah, like, fair enough. That's one way to do it. Thanks for trying, Apex, but you got to be quicker if you want to beat ZywOo.
Look at this. There's the flash. That was meant to get Apex the kill, and ZywOo's like, nope, just kidding.
Still a good stall for Apex, right? Like after they finally lose Masuta at Banana, he gets a lot of impact again, just peeking wide down with no flash. And Apex, yeah, he could have fought, but in losing the site, it would have given a quick bomb plant. And look at what buying those few seconds does, right? Just staying alive. I mean, the second that last player gets off the plant, Vitality have 2 players there ready to swing him. So enough time is bought to keep this one clean, 12-2. And why stop now? Another limited buy for Nip, no AWP. They've rarely had it in this T side. Util's already starting to miss. ZywOo getting boosted. There's no gap there, there's nothing to be seen. Spam comes through, Nipper given brackets control for now. That bomb is still back in T-spawn and Rez is still wandering around Banana.
See, Masuta's been really good at Banana, like obscenely good at Banana, and it makes me a little bit nervous seeing that bomb all the way back in T-spawn. Luckily enough, they've gone back and got it. Rez never fights Masuta here. And so for the time being, they've dodged the danger that Masuta represented.
Flash is ready.
But yeah, here's that flashbang going over. Timing on it is perfect,
yeah.
However, Rez was playing anti-flash.
Team kill.
Yeah, he only killed twice amongst the whole thing. But it's fine. It's fine. That's what you tell yourself at least. It's a 4-on-4 and we're 2-12 down and we just TK'd. It's fine. Here's the group up for the A play. Vitality are calling for rotations back around. Shox over in library. ZywOo still in CT. He's going to be here fairly quickly. Shox wants to get this info and then just stay alive. He's playing this cubby again. He's committed to this fight, and Hampus, I might make him a little bit scared of commitment. Kyojin's got to do it again from the back of the site. He's dropped the bomb, he's on for a double, and he's once more given Vitality a fighting chance at a retake in an even odds bout.
Yeah, you can't ask for more, right? Kyojin and Masuta have both been great at double kills when they're left on their own. S-Tag are down in the pit with Rez as well, 2 of the bottom performers in the numbers, at least for Nip right now. But if there were any moment to step up to try and grab a 3rd round at the end of the half, ZywOo flashing Apex up short side and it's blind. Rez is gone, S-Tag with the taps, he's found both! Clinical headshots for S-Tag and a necessary round for NIP if they want to hold on. But can they, is the question as we swap sides in that second half of Inferno.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
Well, Vitality, they come in swinging to open up this best-of-3 series. Now, NIP, we know they're no strangers to a bit of a struggle with their T-sides, right? But still, it's a pretty monumental task now to try and turn this all around moving into this second half of play. They've managed to get, 3 rounds to their name? Ooh, they're not in a good spot, Hugo. And to say that, the pistol round is going to be a bit of a necessity almost feels patronizing at this point in time.
But you did it anyway.
And I did it anyway.
Oh, dear.
So how was it getting patronized?
They're going to get aggressive, man. They're going to try and push the boundary right down middle. It's only Device keeping the attention. No idea that there are 3 players right down the bottom of mid. Now the info comes in. Masuta and ZywOo combine. ZywOo again robbing frags, but they're fired right back by Nip as they're on a 4-on-2, and they're looking to keep it clean as well. Why stop now? Plopsky alone at B. He knows Shox is coming. The call has been made. The steps have been heard, and Plopsky has put him in the grave. 4 rounds for Nip, and it's the start of what could be something.
Yeah, it's something to build upon, right? And this NIP squad, man, they've been no strangers to being, and this is what I was alluding to coming into this. Like, they've been no strangers to being let down with their T-halves and having to embark on big CT comebacks. So, within that vein, it's kind of somewhat feeling maybe par for the course. Maybe it's what you're used to. In the same way that a team like VP prolifically were always ones who would, be able to claw any game back and make it some big overtime affair like it's a war of attrition. So it's not like this is uncharted waters for NIP. Just because you've been there before doesn't make it any less dangerous. Or now just pistols for Vitality. They're giving a decent bit of respect over, right? Not forcing, not throwing caution to the wind. And so this should be a nip round. That's what you're telling yourself.
Yeah, it's tight committed deep B as well. So Plopsky's going to be drawing them in. Vitality begging Nip to get too aggressive to make a mistake, but other than poking their heads around corners, Nip won't be committing anyone. Oh, I lied. Hampus flash peek into middle, and ZywOo's Deeg does what it does best. Gun is secured.
Taking bets now. Who wins? 5 guns or ZywOo's 1 Deagle?
Surely 5 guns, Harry.
Surely, right? That's what you're telling yourself. Surely there's no way ZywOo could get anything here, right? Oh, he can't. See? Told you. Surely. Shox all alone, 1-on-4. Once again, throwing into another one of these clashes with the P250, and it's probably going to end the same way it did in the pistol. I'd never lie to you.
Yeah, no ifs, no buts. Just a 5th round for NIP, and now the guns come out for Vitality. You say giving respect over by going for that eco. I think that's more just having faith in your gun rounds. You know you can mess around with some forces and try and start that war, or you can just wait one little round with a lot of breathing room and come in and close the game. That's at least the hope for Vitality in this follow-up. And you know that Nip are going to be bringing in MP9s as well, so a little bonus round is still in their hand. Device's AWP comes through, though. That's good to see as early as it can. And
hello,
accumulation of grenades up to the top of B. Nip aren't going to be letting you in their bomb site anytime soon, but Device peeking down mid, and he saw Shoxy. He had an inkling. Grabs that opening kill, and that's what we needed out of this AWP. It's a very big investment. Can't afford to be quiet if this comeback was ever going to happen. Flash is going to impart some fear on you. Have Nip retaken Banana. Vitality now have to clear their corners. They have to be methodical. Got to get that util in. Oh, you've got it. Vitality have no flashes. They're just running in off of 1.
Yeah, they've netted the opener. All that util for S-Tag hasn't done too much to soften them up. Plopsky, back at the site here. Ooh. Flash is raining over from Device. But he's dead after 1. And now we get into this little post-plant scenario. It's a 3-on-3. Bomb now going down.
This nade won't stop plant. It's coming in behind Fountain.
And so... Oh!
They changed it.
Yeah, they changed their mind. ZywOo, 2-on-2, and Apex still holding on to the coffins. He wins that fight, and suddenly this is flipped on its head. Device trying to rise up against Vitality, but he can't deal with the man at the helm of the squad. Apex closes it out with 2, and the rifles, they're donned by Vitality. They come in swinging. They find that round, and with it for NIP. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but this is now leaving you in pretty dire straits. Yeah. There should be a Vitality map on the back of that.
Surely. Nice ears for Device, right? Like, obviously stopping the bomb plant there would be massive. It throws you into limbo. It means the pressure's not on, NIP to be running back in. They can just delay. They know they can catch Vitality with a man with a bomb in his hand. But yeah, the plant doesn't come through Coffins. It comes through Fountain. Device does react, but it's a post-plant kill. And it changes nothing with Apex on that site. So Vitality, a quick 16th in their sight lines right now. Only 3 away. And what have we got to stop it? 3 M4s, 2 Deagles, far from a pretty investment for NiP. It's all they could muster. So he's having such a game. He's like, yeah, Shox, you can AWP. I just want to run. I just want a gun.
And, who can blame him at 23 and 8? I mean, he was 20 and 5, so if KD's only getting worse, I guess that's a...
Yeah, come on, get it together. Fix it.
Nope. Right, so you got these 3 M4s. And you're hoping the Deagles, on the back of a bit of aggression, could have found something. Now, lucky he didn't go any further than that with Apex here. That was certain death. There's this little triple B lean. At this point, NiP, they've got to take gambles. The decision they've taken is, 2 Deagles, you guys go play the A-bomb set, right? If they go A, just see what you can do. And maybe we'll rotate a little frivolously. Who knows, based on your successes. If they come B, well, they're running into the 3 M4s. If A's lost right away, the 3 M4s save. If they do come to you, though, you've got a very good chance of making something happen in this round. So it's a neat little gamble to have taken. Apex spots one of these guns, but at that point, that's not alarm bells ringing yet for Vitality, right? One player with a gun, that's nothing to write home about. That's pretty normal. You're not concerned yet. But it's if you try to go in, if you commit to this, you're going to end up in the belly of the beast.
Yeah, dissolved by the stomach acid. Orb thrown to Apex, he's low. Kyojin's holding for the rotates out of A. There's not going to be any aggression right now out of NiP. They're just holding strong. Back quad molly coming in for ZywOo. They're in no hurry. Still 30 seconds. You got to go eventually. These smokes are being lined up. They're doubling back to check no one's push, but at this point, it's got to be an A play. Full BX set coming in the meantime. A little fakey play out of Vitality, and now it is up to those 2 Deagles. They've got to do everything. Hampus has figured out the hard way, and he can't get the kill. Finally converts onto ZywOo. Masuta trades. One man in the middle of the bomb site with it all to do, and it is Device. Deag for 1, but Kyojin trades, and that might just be the end of the round. The only thing tempting you back in is the 3-on-3, and NiP are running for it.
Yeah, and it is your 3 rifles still left standing. You're really hoping that they've got it in them, that you've got what it takes to somehow steal this one away. The Deagles, they've lived up to their side of the bargain, but the M4s, they've not done so well. Already losing S-Tag, Rez and Plopsky. They need to go above and beyond with Plopsky put out of the round and Rez only good for 1. It's Vitality stealing that one away up to 14. And, with the money broken for the NiP squad, I think this is where we start to look at Vitality just running away with this map and going 1-0 up in the series. They're very, very confident right now. They're looking on point. The decision there to throw that full B execute and then go back into the A play, it's partly enabled because Kyojin's been holding on to that mid control, right? No one's deep down, towards Banana, down towards T-Ramp, over in the, little tunnel, right? No one's gonna shoot you on these rotations. However, you still had to clear a lot of ground, right, as you got to the A-bomb site. It's a ballsy call to have made, but they reaped the reward of it.
Yeah, it's possible they even built up an idea of the weaponry as well. They saw 2 M4s on B, they saw a Deagle on A. It could have been called by Vitality. Now, gun's been grabbed, and Vitality go, have it. We want the round, we want the map, we want the A-bomb site as they run up the long side. Smoke on Arch, there's still Library to worry about. Hampus gets flashed in, but as that smoke lands, his vision is gone. Got to get the reload in. Smoke does hit an opponent, but it won't stop them on their trajectory towards this A site. Just Device again. Shots can't connect. They're going through, and Apex is here to maul them. 2 kills before the trade. More guns to be given, but the bomb's planted. Vitality need to get Device out of the pit where he stands, but it's only 1 before the trade comes in. Device throws himself into the round. Kyojin cut off by the smoke. It shocks his orb. It needs to stand tall, and it can't. Kyojin can't close either, and NiP do get that retake going. They've been very quick on the rotations, but it makes sense with how clear Vitality's commits have been. You lose Banana in that fashion. The best call is to just speed up into the A site after spotting a really heavy B play. And so Nip, they hold on by the skin of their teeth, but it's still such a comeback, Harry.
Yeah, and you know, man, on top of that, it's like when you kind of look at this, you know, like pound for pound, the Vitality individuals are really looking solid right now. You know, like CT Hafia Masuta just holding that Banana control time and time again, looking impeccable. ZywOo with this great start. Everyone's had their moments. You know, Kyojin with the A anchors has looked really, really good. So it makes me a little bit nervous because while we do have like Plopsky and Device giving us a good game, I think we need to have that kind of third man, that trifecta start to shine through for Nip. Usually I look towards someone like a Rez, but he's had a bit of a rough time here.
Yeah, T-Side was just one-on-ones up B. And, I mean, you know, he got a couple in the last round, grabbed that gun from B and got the retake going. Maybe that could invigorate him. The second half. Device are very close and wallbang by ZywOo through the wood. Shox looks to follow up. He can't. ZywOo, his turn again. Does connect the head. 2-on-3. It shouldn't be around, but you can never count this Deeg out. Masuta's on long, and he's won another 1v1. Now he can start to wrap the B bomb site. As long as ZywOo doesn't lose the package, he's got Masuta on a timing to backstab S-Tag. This leaves Hampus with nothing to do, so he aggresses towards mid.
Oh, it's so weird. The timing's so odd, right? ZywOo ZywOo's kind of aware of this idea that someone could be creeping down middle. He's waiting around right now to see if he gets re-aggroed onto. But as you say, he's somewhat sandwiched in. ZywOo. Oh no, he's seen the barrel. Hampus needs this kill. That's the bomb. This could be it. But ZywOo's nailed him with the deagle. And now it's just S-Tag. They know that he was over towards B. So the A bomb site's open back up. And Vitality with just deagles. Just two of them. They might be able to make a round happen after all. S-Tag, by the way, while this has been happening, they lost CT. He's got to clear everything on this retake. Oh, Vitality, they might be on to 15 in one hell of a way. S-Tag creeping through the library. It's been some real brilliance out of Vitality to make this one happen, and S-Tag can't live up to it. So ZywOo with 4 and Masuta with one of his own has found 15 for Vitality.
Absolutely filth for Vitality. You know, this final kill for ZywOo as well, when Hampus is flanking, that's the one that should just never come through. Not just the entry onto Device.
It's insane.
No armor, 30 health, 1 bullet will do it, Harry.
That's what makes ZywOo so good, though, because, like, imagine the pressure on Hampus there. Like, he knows that kill just decides the round, and it's like ZywOo's already picking up all this steam. You know, he's like a snowball rolling down a hill. He's picking up mass. He's picking up momentum. It's getting scary. And Hampus is there, probably in his head a bit like, if I get this, I win the round. But hands are trembling. You know, everyone's watching on. You're in a 2-on-2. That's the kill that decides the outcome. And instead, it ends up being a highlight moment for ZywOo, for Vitality, and it finds the map point on Nip's map pick.
Yeah, if you weren't already feeling roasted, that's the map right there. You know, it's been put in the oven, it's been cranked up to 200 degrees, and Vitality on a eco round with no armor, with just Eagles, somehow pull the wool over Nip's eyes, and now it's the vice versa. Now it's a broken bye for the Swedes and the Danes. Hampus right down middle, just trying to get anything. Vitality won't give him the satisfaction. Oh, unscoped timing there as well. Cannot catch a break, can they? And what a time to just pop into B in the first 20 seconds of the round. Plopsky's wiggling. ZywOo's trying to tap him out. S-Tag on the boost as well, and with the smokes coming down, you've got more than enough cover. Vitality just got to run wild. They don't care about the CT smoke. They just want the round, they want the map, and they want NIP's pick in this series. It shouldn't be too difficult now. 5-on-3, and ZywOo's
look at him.
Close. Can he find 30 at the end of things? Not quite, and so his team will close it out instead.
Yeah, there's really not much going for Nip here. Vitality are hunting down the 2 remaining players, and they're looking to get it locked in. They're looking to win it decisively, and they're looking to really just show how confident and how disrespectful they're able to be throughout this entire affair. Only Hampus left, and all that's left to do is the honourable thing. There's the swing, takes the head off of Masuta, but that should be Journey's end for Hampus. That should be it stolen away. And so 16 on the board. Vitality lock in NIP's map pick, and now go 1-0 up in this series with the likes of ZywOom and Suter looking this damn good. Oh, where does the limit lie for Vitality?